Yeah, sorry. I'll think inside my head.
So, welcome to our 79th session of Wrath of the Immortals, the Friday group. They are in year 1006, level 7, partway through the year, as they are exploring various cults and how they affect the region known as the Northern Reaches. So you've found 2 cults so far. One when you first came to the Northern Reaches at level 1.
What was that called?
That was that you found a temple of the moving stones, and M's character Zal stole a dagger from them.
Oh.
Triggering combat.
That's right.
What happened there?
They killed them because Zal stole the dagger.
Zal's, our party,
Killed the cultists there.
Of moving stones because Zal stole their dagger.
Yes.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Right? Does the dagger move?
No, but the dagger does have special properties.
The dagger what?
The dagger does have special properties.
What are the special properties that these people gave their lives for?
It lights up in a soft light if you say its name and something else. I don't have the stats right in front of me, and I haven't used it for a while. So
It also happens to get yourself killed by a roper if you try to stab a fish with it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So was that karma then? Because essentially you killed a group of monks for a glowy knife?
Well, I didn't realise it was a glowing knife. And I
It was just a knife.
A bunch of monks.
So you killed a bunch of monks just for a knife?
No, they have
Ow!
Isn't it amusing how reflecting upon things after they've happened really does change the light of it?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, Zal was a lot younger when he was in the moment, and there are the threats in his life, and that may or may not be wrong, okay?
The dagger or the roper?
May or may not be both.
Hello. Sorry.
Okay, so the second group you came across was the Crushing Wave,
Yeah.
which you got a lot of information from about what they believe.
Which impressed Redrin.
Well, your role was to investigate, not to shut down,
Yeah.
remove, delete.
So no daggers were stolen and no monks were killed.
This time, I was amazed.
Yeah.
I actually expected half the place to be burning by the time you left.
To be honest, once I started playing Find the Shoe, I was surprised the place did end up being left still standing. But, you know, it all worked out in the end.
Then you headed off to find the air temple, and then you came across something else Redrin had asked you to look into and investigate.
Is that the Tinkerer Inn?
No.
Yeah. Have we moved on from the Tinkerer?
You did.
Inn?
You didn't spend much time there.
Oh, I thought we spent the night.
You spent the night, but you didn't do any questions or investigations into it.
Oh, I thought we tried.
You got some answers from him, but then you
Okay.
moved on very quickly without talking to or reporting in.
Oh, okay. I didn't even realise we should have. That's a shame. I was really hoping we'd encounter dinosaurs. Maybe we need to go back.
You may
We are
show up
not
again.
playing with Pokeballs and dinosaurs again.
Well,
No.
there's no Pokeballs, but who knows? Something could happen to our Tinkerer and we may have to go find him.
Maybe just dinosaurs then.
There were levers. I don't know why we left. There were lots of levers.
So you headed back to the.
There's lots of levers, and I kept pulling them, and you didn't like it.
Well, actually, no one pulled any of the levers there. I was surprised.
Did no one
I
actually pull any
that was
levers?
Kent, wasn't it? In the other place.
Yeah, what Camdo was the one who would normally
Yeah,
pull
and I
levers.
think we're mixing that up with Yalarum. I think there's definitely a missed opportunity there, and if we can go back, maybe we should.
Yeah.
I'll mark it as missed opportunity and see how we go.
Because sometimes it may seem random, sometimes it's not. Because there is an overarching story.
I will put a question mark.
So you travel back to the city of Noravik, or Noravik. I'm not sure I can roll my R's properly.
Is it like Norvik?
Norvik.
Yeah, maybe Norvik or something like that.
So you can do it better than I can.
I have to say it's a pretty pathetic roll of R's, but sure.
It is superior to mine, so I'm grateful. So you then decided to rest up in Norvik, and while resting up there, one of your party members decided to play a practical joke on the paladin. The GM had hinted it's probably not the best space to do it, but he decided he would get away with it because he's just that good. So the after effects of him playing the practical joke was in the morning he was no longer a him, he was a her.
Isn't that because he entered the High Priestess of Freya's women-only temple and then her bedroom?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So just checking I was remembering correctly.
Apparently he took a wrong turn several times and kept going.
I was going to say, how many wrong turns would it have taken for him to go from Cheval's chambers to...
He was actually trying to find Cheval's chambers.
Yeah, I mean, like, how many wrong turns was that? Just out of curiosity.
Well, the first one was walking down the corridor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just trying to do it alone.
Just being in a female-only temple.
Yeah, I believe that's it.
And intentionally going there to prank a holy warrior.
See, this is where we put the paladin into gaseous form and throw it at party member who's now a girl that's no longer here. No? Wouldn't work quite the same way?
But the paladin as gaseous form.
Yeah, well then, she could be all over the person who tried to peek on her in the dark.
I believe they were trying to prank the paladin so the paladin wouldn't be able to see.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, that would have been interesting.
So it's trying to leave the paladin in darkness. For someone who worships the god of light.
Light, yeah, no, I get that. She's like into fire, sunshine, and brightness, and putting her into darkness would be actually probably a fairly horrific prank when you think about it. But, funny to some. So I guess we're up the next morning now looking for...
So yes, you're up the next morning and you do find out from the local high priestess of Freya that Mervyn now must do some penance before he will willingly let her travel the world.
Oh.
Having entered the sacred chambers of Freya while being male. And she informs this to Cheval. And while doing that, I'll get people to introduce their characters. So we shall start off with person at the table, Ariadna.
Did you give me more warning? Okay, so this time I'm Thala. I need less characters or the same character in multiple games. So I'm a Season Fate elf. I believe I'm still autumn, or have I moved on to spring?
I believe you were in autumn.
Yep, I am still autumn Season Fate. And hopefully, despite missing a member, we'll actually progress towards. We're going to a particular city today, aren't we? So hopefully we'll progress towards where we're going today, and we won't miss our was he a cleric? No, he wasn't a cleric. He was a rogue.
I believe he was a rogue.
Rogue, yes. We won't miss our rogue too much. But we have our paladin still, so that will help, right?
That will help.
Yes. Sorry for the poor interruption on that.
It's all good.
I'm not great today.
Online today we have Sue.
Yep, okay, I'm playing Mystara. She's a barbarian. No, actually she's a, sorry.
I was going to say, aren't you a ranger?
She's an angry ranger.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I get, so I was, yeah.
No, you're a bit like me today, I think. I'm trying to remember, I'm not Calcrix, I don't have a coffee gnome here. My brain is going, there's no coffee gnome? How are we surviving? And yeah, so you're Imni, an angry ranger.
Yes. And, well, she's just wants everyone to know about Camdu, her hero.
Why are they angry?
Because she keeps calling herself a barbarian.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah. So, yeah. She's not an angry ranger. She's just a ranger.
She's a confused ranger.
A confused ranger at the moment.
You're so infatuated with Camdu that you wish you were a barbarian.
Yeah, that's about it, actually.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that. And this is why you keep mistakenly referring to yourself as a barbarian, because you just want it that badly. You just don't know how to get there.
Exactly. She just wants to emulate everything about Camdu, and because she knows she can't do that, therefore she just has to tell everyone about Camdu.
Well, I don't know. You could invade the temple of a barbarian person as a ranger, try to pull a pretty poorly made prank, and then you might get turned into a barbarian.
Ooh, really?
And then you might also get a gender change. And I think that should be the theme of this overall game. It's the place where you can change who you are. Become the person you want to be, not the stats you rolled.
I'd like to correct you on that. We don't need a temple to do that.
We don't? What do we need?
We just need to play the campaign.
Fair enough.
M is the poster boy for that one.
Yeah.
Stefan.
Well, yes, that's true.
Even Josh has had some changes.
I was going to say Emmy, Stefan, Mervyn, and to a limited extent Chagall.
Okay, so also online today we have Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. I play Chagall the Paladin.
I don't feel you put enough oomph in there.
He is helping.
No, he did plenty of oomph. I was trying to be funny.
Chagall is a fire-gnarly paladin, very fiery, hot-headed. Enjoys a lot of sunlight. At 8 is being used as a spit roast.
What about being a source of marshmallow toasting? Is that more acceptable?
That goes into the spit roast category.
Oh, really? Oh, that's a shame.
Sorry, being used as a small creator, there you go. Anything to do with roasting marshmallows over me, I'm against it.
Well, do you not enjoy s'mores?
Probably would like to eat it, not have it through on dripping down the side of her head.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, right, I get that.
And apparently also now in the campaign I voice act Chocobo.
Well, if you're gonna introduce yourself as a voice of Chocobo, we need to get a sample of Chocobo's voice.
Oh. G'day, Cobra, it's Chocobo here.
Perfect. Nailed it.
And
Where's Artemis? Where's Artemis? Where's Artemis? Where's Artemis?
so you're going to voice Artemis now as well?
Just give Artemis a New Zealand accent, and we'll be right.
I can probably give him a pompous British accent.
Oh, I'd like to hear that.
Maybe I'll think about it.
You think about it?
Don't think about it.
Fair enough.
I'll see how it goes.
Next up we have is M, who's probably a bit horrified at the thought of all her animals being played by Josh.
Preoccupied possibly by a little Zal.
No. She's cooking dinner, so.
Yeah, okay, yep.
Would you like to do the introduction for her then?
Oh no.
God, no. Please, no. I'm Zal.
Amy's like, I'm busy cooking dinner. Josh is going to introduce my character? No, dinner can burn.
Hell no. Yeah, hell no. I'm Zal. I have
Hi, I'm Zol. I'm a chronic rope stabber. My duties as a ranger. I have nothing cleric.
I go to AA, Autism Anonymous.
Sorry, Anonymous now, okay?
Yeah, CR. Well, CA, sorry.
So you go to the FAA.
Okay.
The Proud Rangers Association, okay?
Isn't it the FRA? FRA. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, yeah.
The Proud Archers Association.
Autism Association.
Also could be the FRA.
Yes, I have Chocobo, who just got introduced, and Artemis, who is working on what accent he should have, apparently.
Yes. My cogs are turning.
Josh's cogs are turning. The dog is shoving a ball in my butt. Yeah, that's all I can think of right now, because I'm...
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It was a better introduction than what I did.
It will be memorable.
It is, yes.
Okay, so yes, that is our clerical necromantic support for the party. If she can't heal you, she'll raise you.
I love it. That's a good one.
And then if she can't do that, she'll become out of class.
Well, the more classes she has, the more things that she can do.
Hey, listen, Zala's just playing bingo with classes at the moment, okay? I'm pretty sure she's one off a bingo at this stage.
Don't you need 5 to bingo?
Okay, maybe 2.
Don't make that a goal for the GM.
Nothing.
I don't believe you.
You have all the right not to believe me, but I'm not going to tell you what I've just said.
You know I kind of want to be here, right?
Yeah, I know, you have to do that then.
You'll get there eventually.
Speaking of that, do I have enough time to make coffee while people do things? Do you want a coffee while I make the coffee?
So yes, you are in the capital of Norvik. Chauvel has just been given the information of what's going to happen to Mervyn. What does Chauvel pass on to the rest of the party?
What does Chauvel pass on to the rest of the party? Chauvel passes on that Mervyn slightly stepped out of her boundaries and has now paying some of the consequences for that. I think we've all taken a solid lesson from this, is that we don't mess with things that we shouldn't mess with. Even though I'm pretty sure we're going to mess with things.
We're learning what we shouldn't mess with.
Yes.
I basically take our advice.
Pretty much. Don't try and play practical jokes in a holy area, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you're the opposite gender of the holy area. And especially when there's a holy warrior in said holy area. But I think from this, we've all taken a big lesson in, and we should still move on with what we have to do.
Okay. You do see.
Okay, don't mess with Paladin.
Well, I don't think anyone would want to mess with the paladin at this stage,
Yes.
except maybe one of the X-Beak, maybe.
Yeah, fine.
Well, its normal plaything has left. Okay, so you're told that you should be able to travel down to the village of Linghead.
Linghead?
Yep. Yep, that one. Which is 2 days to the southwest.
Oh yeah.
In the domain of Hallmark.
Huh.
I'm sure they have plenty of greeting cards available for you.
Wish you were here.
Happy Sex Change Day.
Shouldn't it be Happy Gender Transition Day?
Quite possibly, that would work too.
I think that's what we're doing.
In which case then I'm sure M will get a Happy Class Transition Day. So I'm sure they have those too. So you can head that way whenever you guys want to, unless you want to do anything more in the city while you're there.
Do we get a sense that there's other things in the city that we should do?
The city's always busy. There's always lots of things going on.
Do we hear news at breakfast of anything particularly interesting going on?
Nothing that you didn't hear the last time you were listening in.
So, what happens if you can't remember what we were doing last time? I guess the simple answer is no.
Well, I was just going to open up and have a look.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. I can't see because I'm behind the machine. This is going to sound petty, but nobody wants my girlfriend. That does sound petty.
Okay, so there is a city on the edge of the border of Rockholm that Ethengarian nomads had cursed, and they're asking for heroes to come and help save their beer.
Cheval! Don't you do
Saving
that?
beer, Chauvel's in.
Cheval's in?
Well, if they don't get help, their brand may end up closing.
Their brand?
Yep, the Rahuna beer that the Northern Reaches are well known for.
Oh, okay. I suggest we go forth and rescue said people.
I may actually have to open the module.
Yep.
So let's get together our gear and henceforth find anything more about the curse while we're at the temple? Does the priestess...
It is a rumor of a curse.
It's just a rumour. Okay. Well, unless there's any sort of...
Is there any way for you to turn? I don't know why you're coming across really quiet for us. I'm not sure if it's coming across quiet for you.
I was going to say everyone else is coming across.
No, can you hear me better now?
No. You're coming across fine, Sue. It's Martin and Ariadna are coming across quiet. I'm actually struggling to hear them.
Can you hear me any better now?
I can hear you better now.
Yeah.
Just checking the mic to see what I had the mic set up as.
I was going to say, you guys sounded pretty quiet to me. I can hear Sue okay, but I've had to put my hearing aid to hear you guys at all, which isn't a bad thing. I'm supposed to wear my hearing aid, but...
It just could be the fact that we're a little bit quiet ourselves. We're a bit tired at the moment, so...
Yeah, no, that's totally understandable.
That and the iPad was in the bookshelf before, which kind of like really close on both sides, and that covers mics. So
I'm guessing it's moved now because you guys are much clearer as well.
Yeah. It's on the back of the couch now.
So before I run off to make more coffees, just to clarify, did you say it was just a rumour that we heard?
It was a rumour that you heard of a curse.
While I'm still at the temple, can I ask anyone if they know anyone who might know more of this rumour? Where the rumour came from? Oh. Well, if that's for me, I'm in trouble.
You ask around in the temple trying to find someone who's heard about it, but no one there seems to be that interested in beer.
I'm going to absolutely regret this, but can I roll my own dice to see what I have?
Well, that wasn't you rolling, but that was you trying to find someone who actually knows something.
Oh, okay, alright. Well, then I won't insist on that because, well...
Because the temple itself didn't have anyone who was as interested in beer.
In beer, okay.
Because that's what the curse is.
I would
Exactly.
head to a local cafe.
And what was that, Sue?
Who's the god of the temple I'm staying at, Martin?
Frey. Frey. You got Frey and Freya.
Yeah, so because she's male, she's thinking maybe beer.
He's also the god of intelligent warfare.
Well, they might know more.
The temples of Thor might know more about beer.
Yeah, why don't we head there?
Is there a temple of Thor in the town?
There's always a temple of Thor in any town in the northern reaches.
I would suggest so. Yes, because we got Freya and Frey. Yes.
Didn't realise God was that close.
Then yes, we can go find a temple.
So the temple to Thor has its own bar called Hammered.
That is
Hammered.
awesome. As in HAMMERED, like totally hammered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, cool.
No, me, not getting that bad.
We rock up to the bar.
Okay.
Order a morning beer. Do they have like a breakfast beer?
They have many beers available.
Do they have a breakfast beer?
They say any beers for breakfast.
Do they have a specific beer for breakfast?
Whatever's on tap, they say.
Okay, fine. Alright. I was hoping they would have a specific breakfast beer. That would have been awesome.
Because they say that most of their stuff, clientele comes in as soon as they open and drink it until they leave. So they're not quite sure if that makes it a breakfast beer or not.
But, you know, some cultures, their working people would drink beer in place of food because it was filling and also mildly mood enhancing. And I was just wondering if there was a breakfast beer because Thor people specialise in beers.
Well, you ask about that, they go, so we do have some Yalarum stock.
Oh, okay. I would like to try a Yalarum beer.
Okay, they get you a spoon.
A spoon? That's awesome. I am going to happily eat my beer. Well, I would be guessing Zal questions the barkeep about this rumour of a curse.
So you get a bowl and a spoon for your beer.
That's fine. That's all good. I'm happy with that. Would it be wrong if I sprinkle things on top of it?
No.
I won't. I'll just eat my beer.
So yes, you have your elven druid busily eating her beer.
Eating her beer.
Breakfast.
It's
My
a
breakfast beer.
breakfast cereal. Breakfast beer.
Yeah. From Yularen.
It has a lot of crunchy bits in it.
Well,
Um,
breakfast beer. I'm thinking about Calvert, my good friend who's been to Yularen.
So now that you're in this tavern, hammered,
I was thinking Zal would do the questioning since she suggested it. Oh, he suggested it.
Well, I know just as much about beer as the next person. It would be really useful if we had yogurt, but
It would be. I don't think the GM will let us pretend we have a Yodri with us right now.
no.
I believe he's off chasing a pilfering.
Yeah. Alright, as a cleric, I have an interest in finding out what this supposed curse is on this brewery, and whether your fine establishment has heard of this beer place or this brewery.
He says, yes, I've heard that there's a traveling barbarian of a sort who decided to curse the beer of Aruna because they wouldn't name it after her.
What is the description of this barbarian?
Tall, blonde.
Did they have a name?
Well, that's the problem. I don't think she ever gave her name, and so demanding that they name something after her without giving her name just sounded a bit strange.
Right. Thank you for your information, and I hand him a silver coin.
He hands you a foaming mug of something sweet smelling.
Awesome. What's this that you have given me?
It's Thor's brew.
Ah, fantastic.
Guaranteed to hit you like a poleaxe.
Excellent.
Great. I will suddenly take it back to the rest of the party and probably put it in my flagon and make it water.
Just grinding.
Ooh, what's that noise? What's that?
Something grinding on this end.
Mia heard it and she looked at the iPad again.
How am I going? It's poor dome. Yeah. It's because Mummy goes outside and me have to go get the iPad.
So they offer Ibni and Chauvel their choice of beers. Do they have anything in particular they're looking for?
What's a nice spice beverage that you guys sell here?
Well, they have the famous Raruna beer.
Ooh. So that will give it a try.
Wait, is this the cursed beer? Or is it just the town that's cursed?
You haven't figured that part out yet.
Okay, we're about to find out.
So, Chauvel is given a foamy mug of spicy smelling beer.
Ooh. Cheval will take a sip.
It reminds you of mountains and being up high up in the mountainside.
Ooh, nice.
Very refreshing as well as tasty.
Ah. Cheval likes.
And this is the beer that's currently at risk.
Well, Cheval has definitely made up her mind on what we need to do. Can't let this go to ruins.
Well, the city of Rahuna is on the edge of the nation of Rockholm. What is Zimni doing?
Probably just following along.
Does she also grab a beer?
Sorry?
Does she also grab a beer from these people?
Surely
No.
a ranger that wants to be a barbarian grabs a beer.
No,
Really?
because then she can't talk about Camdu if she gets drunk.
Drinking beer. Talking about Camdu.
She can make incoherent sense about Camdu.
No, she doesn't want to drink a beer.
Unless the party is listening in.
Well, no, I had the beverage that apparently is at risk, and I've already made my mind. It's a good beverage, and I'm going to save it.
Well, yes, and at that point I told the party that I have an inkling of who may have cursed this brewery. And it may or may not be one of our very own.
Camdu.
Yeah.
I can't
And I turn to Imni and I go, well, female warrior from the North Reach.
Yeah.
Headstrong barbarian who thinks she's the be all and end all of.
Do you think that Camdu ever used magic?
No, but she could have cursed them in her god's name.
Yeah, she
No, but she had dark hair. She had long black hair.
Good doctor, she wasn't born.
kind of in the same.
It didn't make sense when there's like this place is being cursed. And went, that's not Camdu. And you're like, it's Camdu. And went,
It
Camdu can't grow
sounds like Camdu, but
Camdu can't grow
But-
curses.
we don't know what her mother looks like.
Well,
That's true.
And
Actually, her mother would be, because that's where she gets her from her Nordic side, which is her mother's side.
Yeah, so I have a feeling that it may not be Camdu, but I don't think it's too far off the mark.
well, let's just go with what we have. We have a tall, blonde-haired female barbarian. Let's go with that before we start pointing fingers at who we think it may or may not be.
Well, anyway, Zal's first inkling is this might be a matter that would be close to home.
And I will calm said inklings.
I'm just
Saying don't count chicks before the hatch.
I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying case closed. I'm just saying
I get it.
Head-
He's just giving us a
headstrong barbarian.
Barbarians are known to be headstrong anyway.
Really headstrong female barbarian.
Really
There's no
not one
mention
of
about
those.
whether or not this barbarian happens to have royal lineage or anything like that.
nope, just that she believed everyone should know who she was.
Okay, well, look, let's go and find out.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying we don't investigate. I'm
No.
just saying Zal's calling it early. That's all
I
I'm saying.
absolutely agree that just because you
Zal's
are
hedging at the-
theorising it could be.
Let's go
Doesn't mean you're saying
Only
it is.
5 gold that she's related to Camdu.
5 gold related to Camdu.
Yeah, 5 gold related to Camdu.
I'm going to back Zul on this just because I know the GM and that's kind of player knowledge, so the GM might not let me back her on that, but I'm putting 10 gold behind that theory. However, I will pay that 10 gold if I am wrong, and I'm fully prepared to be wrong too, because I know our GM and we could well be wrong.
I remember Camdu talking about when she spent time with her family when we got back together and the adventures that they got up to.
Yeah.
So it's not really player knowledge. This is actual knowledge.
Character knowledge,
knows. Yeah.
Baal's family throwing curses around.
All their family's dead. Thanks to somebody.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Sorry, you got hazelnut.
It's fine.
That's a little bit too good. You do enough damage.
Alright, does that mean we're heading off towards this town?
Okay, so...
After I finish my breakfast beer? By the way, how do I feel after I finish my breakfast beer?
You feel full.
Full? Do I feel energetic? Lethargic?
Energetic.
Okay. I might order an extra couple of breakfast beers to go. If I can.
No, they normally pour them into a plate.
Surely I can put them into some sort of, we carry food and things around, right?
Yeah, but we carried like dry food and
food carrying thing. Have a wide flask type deal, like a thermos type thing where you can put thicker liquids in it. And
unfortunately, you don't have a brewmaster around for thermos.
Sure. Because I know what brewmaster is.
No, unfortunately not.
Can I buy one from the peoples here?
You could, but they don't deal with a lot of travel stuff. Not for beers.
How does one take a breakfast beer with them then?
You generally have it and then go.
But what about tomorrow?
You come back and get another one.
But I'm going to be in a cursed town. I don't know when I'll be back.
Well, hopefully the temple there will have a...
I will work on getting myself a flask capable of carrying breakfast beer.
Mainly, he said he just looks at the water skins he has and saying, doesn't think he can squish it into
as
a water
druid,
skin.
could I come up with something?
Quite possibly, yes.
Oh.
So most of these people don't carry alcohol around with them.
That's okay. I'm an out there kind of druid. Do I do some sort of role for that, or is that something I'll just work towards?
Something you could work towards.
Okay, I'll do that.
No, it might take you some practice.
I'm determined to emulate the real Josh and Emmy and take my beer with me, even if I need a specialised flask.
I will make a flagon that can take beer.
Yeah, that's it. After you've brought back your steampunk looking, I can't remember what it's called, from the beer place, I think that I want something like that in game. So
the growlers.
Yeah, I'm going to work towards getting myself a growler. Taken out of context, that could sound really iffy.
So I'm writing that quote down.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to make a growler.
Working towards getting a growler.
Obtaining a growler, to be more precise.
Obtaining or making?
Obtaining. Or making. It's somehow acquiring a growler, whether I make it, obtain it, get skills for it, bargain for it, send a letter to Grindelwaffle and go, please, I need a growler, and then Grindelwaffle sending me this trunk that has some sort of beast in the beastie area that I didn't realise was also called a growler. Which I reckon, if there is a beast in the beastie area called a growler, that is exactly what I'm going to get when I send away for one.
Yeah, it's bound to happen. Martin probably makes it.
Could be worse.
Note to people, Martin is pulling out a dice and rolling it. He also looked at his books, which probably includes a monster manual. Yes, it does.
Of course, I have lots of books around me.
Sounds fun.
I haven't seen him making notes after the dice roll, so I'm not quite sure what's going to happen.
We will find out at some point.
Yes,
I'm
it is a surprise for later. In the meantime, let's get
Martin roll dice.
sure. Martin rolled dice.
Martin rolled dice, yes.
Well, it's not like I do it very often.
No, it's not just that Martin rolled dice. Martin moved a stack of books, opened up a dice box that happens to look like a book, which is cool, but not kind of relevant, pulled out a specific dice, and then rolled it.
Alright, anyway.
And to be honest, I don't know. I think it doesn't matter what that dice rolled. Martin is now going to turn that into something because we made a deal out of it.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah. Please go on.
In the meantime, I think we get ready to set out.
Okay, so you head on down the road. It's fairly well travelled this way with the Vestfjord River heading out into the bay. Not
Finish. I was just waiting for when you finish.
Yeah, not many bandits are expected along the riverbank because it's one of the national pastimes of the Navy to hunt down banditry.
Well, it's one way to get practice. Where's Drazen?
Drazzle waiting by his cart thinking you were leaving earlier.
Oh, okay. So he is with us though when we do leave. Alright. Can I give him a breakfast beer, even if it's in a bowl?
Sure.
I pay extra for the bowl, and yeah, if Drazzle may give breakfast beer to horse.
He sits on his cart with it.
Okay. All right. Awesome. All right. I'm leaving the breakfast beer alone. Why are you laughing? I am not obsessive compulsive at all, nor do I hyper focus. So Navy, no bandits.
So Navy's.
Good times.
So it takes you a day's travel to the town of Bergen.
What's up? Yeah, I know. I know. You just pooped, and I'm gonna go clean it in a second.
Did you want to do anything in the town of Bergen while crashing there the night?
Is it Bergen or Pergen?
Bergen.
Is there anything to do in Bergen?
I'm sure there's always something to do.
Can I see anything that suggests something immediately obvious to do aside from find a tavern and go to bed?
Okay, there seem to be some people tossing logs of extraordinary size.
Ooh. I wish to observe this because I don't think I can toss logs because I'm pretty sure my strength isn't that. But this would be a great story for my tree. I asked them why they're tossing logs. Yeah, my strength is like laughable. So.
They say why not?
Okay.
It's a show of strength by Glom.
Yeah. Oh, by Gorm. Really? Okay. Interesting to know. I've got knowledge of Gorm from the rest of the group telling me about their Yalaran trip.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And they seem to have about 20-foot long poles of saplings that they're tossing around.
Just out of curiosity, how far are we from Yalaran that Gorm's being mentioned here?
You're not that far away from it.
Okay.
If I go to
Because that would be something Redrian might be interested to know, that Gorm, once confined to this underground dungeon, is now being mentioned in this
this is the area you're in here at the moment, and this is the area where you found Gorm.
But
so
that's
it's
still quite a distance for an underground, unknown, dead religion to be starting to turn up.
considering Majura is also Lady Sif.
What does that mean?
One of the three gods of there is from the northern reaches.
Okay, so it's notable, not noteworthy. Okay.
It is something worth noting, but it's not as unusual as that because the gods are worshipped all over the place.
I just make a note for next time I'm talking to Redrian. I'll mention I noticed all people here. Outside of that, I just watch, write it down, and then find somewhere to sleep for the night with the rest of the group. I'm not sure if they'll watch.
You do see that there are a few of them yelling out Odin's name or Thor's name as they're tossing the logs.
Interesting. I wish my memory were better so that I could tell if that was...
Though someone does yell out by Grapthar's hammer.
By Grapthar's hammer.
And no one else seems to know who that is.
Okay. I'll write that down too. Do we find a tavern for the night?
You do?
In Grapthar. Grapthar's hammer. I guess he's related to Gorm. Not Gorm, Thor.
Okay, so yes, you have no problem finding yourself an inn for the night. There are many people who've come to watch the people toss their trees.
God, I want to work that into a phrase someday. When someone's got a hangover. Don't toss your trees, mate.
Or it could be don't toss your log.
Alright, no,
Toss a tree to your god.
Is it a nature god? Sure, let me show you some wood.
Oh, please, no. You said this is PG.
It is.
Yeah, keep it that way.
It's just your mind is going in the wrong places.
My mind, really.
Very suggestible.
Uh-huh.
So yes, you have a...
Does any of our party want to take part in the tree tossing competition?
Does our fearless former ranger wish to show how good he is tossing logs?
No.
Shaking her head.
No. I think I have a strength of like 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's why I'm writing this down for my tree.
I think if anyone, it would be our hot-headed
Cheval.
Ego boosting paladin.
screaming out by Tubok,
Yeah.
and then blinding everyone with a burning log.
I really did make that comment about does anyone else do it with the expectation that Cheval needs, after the recent questionable practices towards her god by, is it Irendi? Is that the trickster god? Kresha, yeah. That perhaps maybe as a means for making sure that, she's her belief in her god is well established, to toss trees in her god's name and then set them alight. Maybe.
I mean, if you really want to have flaming tree logs, sure.
Well, really, who doesn't
Oh,
want flaming tree logs?
Throw my strength to my god.
Exactly.
I'm going to toss logs in the name of Tubak. I'm going to say in the name of Tubak and toss it.
Exactly.
Whatever happens to the log in the air is not me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, nothing. And when you think about it, all these other gods are being mentioned, but not Tubak. So, you might need to make a point. I fully think that an exploding log might not be out of
Out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Alright, so the paladin's tossing logs.
Yep.
Okay, the paladin rocks up to the log tossing competition.
I'm going so far to even draw pictures.
And they tell her the rules of the competition. No one else can assist you in lifting the log.
That's fine.
And that goes doubly for your god. You're tossing it in their name, not with their assistance.
No, it's just in their name.
And
I
it's...
will toss the log. However, I will not be held responsible to whatever happens to the log while it's in the air.
And the task is to see how far you can toss it. The current distance to beat is 7 feet.
7 feet. Alright.
It's counted from when the first bit touches the ground.
Where the first crater is.
So it's like chocolate with trees.
Yes.
It is. And you see some people try not to spin the tree, other people use the spinning tree as part of the trying to get the distance.
I don't know whether, I'm guessing you guys probably know this, but they do this in, I think, Scotland, and the goal is to literally get it to like cartwheel as many times as it can.
No, the problem is with that is that what Martin says, where the first crater is the measurement.
Yeah,
No,
so what
yeah,
you've got to do
cartwheel
is you've got to get it
there.
to cartwheel at 7 feet, and its first hit is at 7 feet, but then it then cartwheels onwards from that a further bunch of feet. The 7 feet wins you the contest. The rest of the cartwheel is
Is
kind of
bragging
like
rights.
a bragging right sort of. Even though I may have only hit 6 feet, I cartwheeled 9 times type deal.
Yeah.
So Chevelle rocks up. You see that the logs are probably about 5 times your length.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's about right.
Well, you are about you're about 4 to 5 feet tall. And when you compare the size of the log to you, it's quite a big log, and it's probably as thick as both your legs together.
Yeah. Why?
And you see some of these guys are straining to pick the log up and toss it. Most people only seem to get it about 2 feet.
Sure, I was looking at a red hot.
Would it be like what plus athletics, or is this just like straight strength?
Well, this is an athletics check. It's a difficult athletics check, but it's an athletic check.
How do you tell the difference between athletics and acrobatics?
Acrobatics is more about being agile and moving out of the way of things.
But there's an agility.
It's more skillful than brute force.
Whereas this is more the brute force approach.
Okay.
Yeah, so acrobatics is like think like ballerina, like sort of, you know, floating around and you know, not getting hit and being like really good doing it. Athletics is just like I'm gonna pummel you into nothingness.
Throwing things, breaking down doors.
Yeah.
Like a acrobatics version might be you need to jump through a series of hoops while tossing
Yeah.
axes.
So there's that
And hitting
extra
your
bit of
target.
skill to it.
So, what does Chevelle get on her athletics roll to toss her log?
Athletics roll on tossing log. 22.
22. Okay, you managed to get it 2 feet, and there's a lot of cheers for you getting it 2 feet.
How loudly do you scream by Tubak?
I'll say it forcefully. I'll say the name of Tubak. Give me strength and then toss it 2 feet.
No, but you can't ask for his strength.
No, but it doesn't actually give me strength. It's a saying. It's not helping me toss the log.
I just sent people a video of caber tossing, so that you can visualize what you're doing.
I haven't seen it before, but
It's just in case people are interested. You don't have to. Just let me know.
yeah, no, it is really cool.
Yeah. People pick up the logs like basically between the legs. They run, and then flip it. Yeah. I've seen it.
Yeah, no. As I said, it was just an interesting. Not a. You must look at this thing.
Okay, so there's a lot of cheers, and people congratulate you on actually getting it off the ground and throwing it. You are amongst the top 10 competitors of the day.
Hey!
Nice.
I'll take that one.
Who is sitting number one? Like, are they still here?
Yes, the person sitting on number 1 was the person introducing the event to them. He has a sword, probably about 8 feet in length, strapped to his back by a belt.
Oh shit! So it's got this huge claymore.
His muscles make Zal feel as if he's never worked out in his life compared to him.
Well, probably because I haven't. But anyway.
As basically you see him lifting these trees up with one hand that everyone's struggling to lift up with two.
Wow. So what does it look like? Is it orcish or?
He looks. He's got very brown, dark skin. Hard to tell his origin, but he does have the accent that you've associated with one of the principalities of Galantry. As in, he has the Scottish brogue.
Yeah, I think I know where he's from. But I'll keep that to myself, that's fine.
Apparently, he was in the tavern talking about the games he participated in as a child, and they wanted demonstrations.
Ah, nice.
Believing they could outdo this foreign mountain of a man. Yep, he is about 8 feet in height. And
so, if he's 8 feet in height, and these logs are like 5 times, did you say?
Most people's length.
Their height, does that mean...
It's not 5 times his height.
I was going to say, so it's not a 40-foot log. Oh, okay, cool, alright.
The logs are all the same length,
okay,
which is why it's so much easier for him to pick it up.
Okay, alright. That's my brain just exploded for a second there. I just had to clarify that.
That's okay. And he's also showing them the other pastime of lifting rocks and putting them on pedestals.
What kind of pedestals?
Mostly kegs,
Okay.
because people are drinking.
And
And
are these empty kegs then? Or?
Well, they will be by the time they finish.
Okay, alright. How big are these rocks?
These rocks are probably about half a ton.
Oh wow. Yeah, okay, so yeah, this guy's not just 8 feet tall, he's got a lot of strength. So not tall, thin type, he's proper.
His muscles look like they have muscles on them.
Zal, you said you think you know who he is. Who do you think he is?
No, I don't know where
he's from.
I don't know
Where he's from.
I don't know which principality he's from.
Which
Don't worry,
principality is
we'll
that?
find out. We'll find out who he is. So Val's going to go over to him.
Okay, alright, awesome. I will
That's
be
all.
more patient.
He sticks out his hand and congratulates the paladin.
Sorry, I was a bit distracted.
All good.
Just trying to find out if Coda got through his surgery. Okay.
I admire your strength. What is your name?
My name is... He pauses for a moment.
Yeah.
I should know my name.
Does this make him exceptionally dumb as well as exceptionally strong?
He does the strongman's pose as he thinks, flexing a couple of arms.
So, not the Hulk, where, you know, he's got his intelligence and his strength aligned. The Hulk as in, I'm just mad all the time. Except instead of being mad, he's dumb.
He doesn't appear to be exceedingly dumb. He just seems to not know his name.
Really? That's interesting. Okay.
He says, I should know my name, but I don't remember hearing it.
Would anyone here know his name?
They all shrug.
Really?
They would be calling him the stranger, I guess.
Okay, alright. So the 8-foot-tall champion doesn't know his name.
I asked him which principality he's from.
Prince of what, he says?
Never mind.
Whence do you hail?
Where do you hail from?
I should know that too. I have all these memories of things I used to do, but not where.
Am I the kind of druid that can detect, like, magic and curses and stuff?
Well, there's a specific spell called Detect Curse.
Do I have that?
I do not know.
I think that's like a level like 5 or 6 cleric spell. I don't even have that.
Is it alright if I have a look?
You can have a look.
I don't think I've got it, but I'd rather count it out 100%. I should know these pages off by heart by now.
He remembers. Last thing he actually remembers is waking up in the port, and nothing before that. So the port at Norvik.
Oh, okay. So,
He had his sword, and that was it. It is hard to find clothes for to wear when most of the people here are at least a foot or two shorter. And he does the whole muscle showing across his chest as he's doing that.
I don't have detect curse. But would I have any knowledge about curses?
Possibly.
Okay. How
Give
do I
me
figure that
a Arcana or a Religion roll.
I know I've got a really high Arcana, so. No.
Hello, David. Would you like to introduce your character?
Hello! Sorry, did you want me to introduce my character?
Yes, please.
I'm David, I play Kuro Shadowfingers, the bard, who is amazing and dancey and stabby. And I have still not gotten out of the fog, but I did get picked up by a friend who came to rescue me. Go back into town to get some fuel so we can go back out to rescue my car. And we're kind of here. I'm sort of playing.
Hey, at least you were able to make it. Unfortunately, your in-game brother became your in-game sister, who then became your in-game indentured former party member.
Okay.
Apparently playing a trick on the Temple of Freya to traumatize a paladin didn't go down too well with the High Priestess.
Yeah, so you got to be really careful about how you mess with people. I'm curious as to how the sex change happened.
Well, he snuck into a women's only section of her temple.
he was in the glorious light of light.
Yeah.
I am confusing Thala with Duke. It appears I don't have any skills in Arcana or Religion.
Mm-hmm.
So what would I then add to the dice roll?
Just your intelligence modifier.
So it's +1, so it's a 19.
Okay. So it could possibly be a curse, just that you're not sure.
Could I try well, what would I know about getting rid of curses, if anything? Nothing?
You would ask the cleric of the party.
Alright, I will turn my attention to Zal and say, I suspect this man may be cursed. How do we figure that out?
We would have to take him to a church and find someone who knows either how to lift curses or find out what the curse is.
Well, considering that we're about to go to a town that may be cursed, would we like to see whether or not there's a church here, or maybe see whether or not this seemingly really nice person might want to accompany us, perhaps help us in our quest in overcoming the cursed town, and also at the same time find out if he's cursed and remove said curse?
I mean, only if he wishes to.
We could ask. Like, he's won the competition and maybe he doesn't have much else to do, and if he can't remember much and he wants to find out more, maybe he's willing to accompany us. I just think since you already have a rapport with him, perhaps this should come from you. And you're the cleric as well.
Well, I haven't been talking to him. It's been the paladin has been talking to him.
Yeah, it's been Chevelle doing the talking.
Oh, is it? Oh, shit, sorry. Can we include Chevelle in this conversation? And does Chevelle know how to detect curses?
No.
Would Chevelle, being interested in a cursed town, also be interested in removing a curse from a person?
An extremely well-proportioned, muscly person.
Yeah.
yeah, Chevelle wasn't against the idea of helping
First
people
person.
around the town or from the town.
Yep.
Remove their curses. So if we are under the assumption that this guy could be a part of the brewery crew, then
Yeah.
well, I mean, we should dive deeper into finding him, his name and his background.
Well, if I remember correctly, we're on our way to the cursed town, and this is a stopover.
Stopover.
So my suggestion would be that we'd ask this guy. Well, you might tell him that we suspect he might be cursed, and ask him if he wants to accompany us on our quest. If you guys are all in agreement.
I mean, I'm not fussed either way.
Okay. We've got to find out what you're passionate about, Zal.
Not dying, I think.
Yeah, but you know, I think it'd be nice to get a fussed occasionally.
But don't worry, I have passions.
Yeah. I was just, because you're already role playing, Josh, with the unnamed stranger who may be cursed. I thought maybe you might like to continue that by talking to him about the suspicion of a curse. That's not good. What is that? Can we reroll that?
That is a 1.
Yeah, no, I know that's a 1, but what's that dice for?
Rolling random numbers.
Okay, alright, so secret dice. Secret GM's business. It
So-
didn't flash.
That's because it only flashes on a 20.
Oh, okay, so it doesn't flash on the 1.
No.
Oh, okay.
Might be able to get some other dice that flash on
Somewhat
everything.
anticlimactic. Did you want to continue that as Chevelle, Josh?
Yeah. So
Yep.
I will raise the possibility. Like, it seems very odd that a man of your stature doesn't know where they're from. They only know something of their heritage and doesn't even know their name. Have you come across anyone strange lately that you're aware of?
Well, I've come across this blindingly interesting woman who keeps sticking paladin right in my forehead. And then you hear a squawk and realize that the Axebeak has just tried to get his biggest leg yet.
So the actually kind of what?
Tried to get the biggest leg yet he's come across.
No.
And you find he's sort of been held up by his neck by the strong man.
I rush over and yell at Chocobo, and also plead with the stranger to not kill my bird.
He hands you your very still bird, who has that look of abject terror in his eyes that his prey somehow caught him mid pounce, which he doesn't believe has happened before.
Yeah, I'm very sorry for my bird. He sometimes likes a challenge, but has forgotten that doing it in public is very frowned upon. As I stare my bird down, like, we're gonna have a talk later, buddy. We've talked about this.
Yeah, he has no problems putting Chocobo down, and you notice Chocobo is sort of walking a little wonkily. Yes, looks very dazed.
Yeah.
Which normally happens after you've been picked up by your neck.
Yeah, I go and check my bird over.
He doesn't look damaged, he just looks shaken.
Yeah, you're like, buddy, we need to talk about when you can't get legs, okay? You should know that all.
And the strong man says he's happy to play with your bird anytime it wants to play.
rubber chicken.
I'm sure my bird would be happy with that.
He remembers having one when he was younger.
What happened to your actually?
I think I grabbed it too tightly one time.
Oh, that is a tragic ending to a pet story.
Alright, well, it appears that I got very lucky today then.
Well, I was only a shorty at the time.
I'm very glad that you have mastered your strength.
So which principality did you suspect he came from, even though he doesn't know?
I'll have to have a look at them again. But
Yep.
Just so happens I can get to it fairly easily.
Yep.
And it is Krondahar.
Krondahar.
No, Clantyre actually. Clantyre.
Plantyre.
They both start with K, and I can never remember which is which until I pronounce it.
Plantyre.
Yeah. So K-L-A-N-T-Y-R-E.
I think Emma and I might need my hearing aid adjusted a bit more, because I keep hearing P for K and P for B, and yeah.
It's quite possible I'm pronouncing this incorrectly.
No, I think we're hearing it, because it's not just you. When other people are talking, I think they're saying different things.
I believe David is currently trying to unstick his mud.
Unstick his mud? Yeah, okay.
Okay, so yes, the strong man is happy to come with you and find out more. And play with Bird more.
Play with Bird more. I play with Bird.
You sort of realise he doesn't really consider the sword as a weapon, more as he carries it because he woke up with it.
Oh.
so he doesn't know what his sword is about either.
All he remembers is that's all he woke up with, and by the looks of his clothing, it is multiple bits of clothing stitched together, so he's got some form of modesty.
Wait, so he woke up naked, I'm guessing, with a sword strapped to his back.
He woke up naked with a sword in his hand.
Oh. Alright.
That's terrifying.
For the audience, I'm sure.
Nah.
So he woke up naked with is it a particular type of sword?
Claymore style sword, great sword.
I knew one day I'd be writing in my game journal, someone woke up naked with a sword somewhere.
Hey, at least it's not the butt sheath style sword.
That's true. Where did you say he woke up naked?
In the city of Norvik, where you've just come from.
Yeah, and he's travelled here to Brevik? Bergen,
Yes.
Bergen, right. Okay. I guess we'll find somewhere to sleep for the night, and then.
Well, after befriending the local giant, most of the people are happy to give you accommodation and lodgings, especially considering you're taking said giant off their hands.
I'm presuming he eats a lot.
He does.
I have ample food supply.
And when he gets drunk, he speaks in a language no one else seems to understand.
No.
What does it sound like?
Interesting.
Most of them say it sounds like he's cursing and cussing.
Okay. Does that ring any bells for any of us here?
Scottish.
He speaks Scottish.
Cursing, I'm guessing maybe, what's the demon language again?
Infernal or abyssal.
Or demonic, infernal, something like that, maybe.
Okay. Well, that's another thing to put together as our list of clues concerning our possibly cursed champion. Does that mean we just get to call him Champ for now? Until, we figure out what his real name is? Martin's writing it down, it is so.
Chad, did you say?
Champ. The champion.
Oh,
You know, hey champ, what you doing, Chad?
I think someone wants to call him Chad.
No, please don't. I suggested champ first. It's on the recording.
What a Chad. We love Chad.
I have written Champ down,
Thank God.
but I'm tempted to make a roll for it.
Yeah, I know. You probably will. I don't have any D20s in jail right now, so...
Hey, my D20 managed to roll a 1, so that was the Axebeak choosing that moment to make his surprise attack.
Oh, that was the Axe Beaks.
Yeah, that was the Axebeak surprise round in quotation marks.
Yep. Look, to be fair, if I rolled a 1 on Champ versus Chad, I'd accept that, but...
So yes, you have a really peaceful night. Yeah, you do realise that it was peaceful because most people were tired and resting up after the day's exertions and trying to keep Champ occupied. Because apparently he likes to lift things when he's bored, and he doesn't care what he lifts.
No.
So imagine you've got yourself at one of those pro athletes who's always working out.
Yep, that's about right. We got like we got a big bodybuilder.
Does Drizzle have any reaction to Champ? Is he liking, not liking?
He shrugs.
Oh, okay. Does he know anything about curses?
He nods.
Does he know anything about this particular circumstance?
He just looks at him with his head on the side, and then sort of squints at him, then shrugs.
Okay, alright. I think like Lani collects names, Drazzle should be collecting names, and two of them, one after the other, should be the ebullient hugger and the frequent shrugger. And then people have to try and say that 3 times without saying the F word.
That could be a struggle. So yes, in the morning is nice and bright to the sounds of cheering as you wake up, finding Champ is currently lifting today's deliveries above his head and down again, simply because it was there.
No.
He's apparently trying to get his reps in.
Yeah, that's about right.
You do notice that Artemis appears to be trying to look a lot smaller and thinner around him, so he doesn't try to lift Artemis.
No?
I would suggest Artemis is probably hiding behind Chocobo. And for once Chocobo's going, I do not want to be up front and centre.
So I think Artemis would be smart enough to not be anywhere near this.
Though you do see 2 brand new scratch marks up the back of Champ's back.
Brand new scratch marks on the wall.
Champ's back.
Scratch marks on Champ's back. Presumably, I'm thinking the inference is that Chocobo had another go at trying to take maybe an arm instead of a leg and did not succeed.
I mean, I would have thought my bird would have learned his lesson, but...
No, your bird's bloody dumb. And if you believe that your bird is smarter than what it is, you're dumb.
Look, who doesn't look at their pets and thinks that their pets are a lot smarter than what they are because they love them?
Yeah, Josh, I love my pets.
Exactly.
Yeah, but boys raise idiots, you know, and you know this.
I fear there might be an inference here about pets in general, but let's
I'm sure
move
there
away
is.
from that.
Okay, so yes.
Oh, that reminds me, I've got to clean up someone's poop.
So Champ does say Big Horse scratched him.
Oh!
Big horse.
Oh, maybe he did try to pick up Artemis already.
You see Drizzle off to the side chuckling a little bit as he attaches his horse to his wagon.
Oh, Oh no! See? It was all in my bird. My bird's not that tall. Thank you.
Stop it.
Wrong.
Your bird is that
Oh,
tall.
my bird is not that tall.
Stop it.
Where?
And you see Drazzle's horse looking somewhat pleased with itself.
I have a blaming joke about these.
Yeah. Why is it probably big?
No. I still stand by my point.
No. I know what's going on. I do, thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, so you spend the day travelling with Champ. He seems to be able to walk along fine while you're riding a horse without slowing you down.
Jesus.
Well, each of his steps is 2 of your steps.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, I'm really impressed by this person.
Well, it seems he goes for a morning run every day as well, which seems to go for a couple of miles. So running for him doesn't seem to bother him. And you find yourself reaching the town, the village of Linghead, not too long after.
Yay!
Just making sure I get the game days right. Making sure I get the game days right. I could do with some more food. Yeah. Yes, please. Okay, so arriving here, you do see that there is a field of hippogriffs in the next to the town,
No.
all with saddles, barding, and what appears to be a bunch of knights in town.
Bunch of knights.
No, that's not profile.
Okay. Chevelle will do the noble thing and introduce herself to the knights.
And you see all of them yell out, Paladin! In almost in union as you walk into the area. They all come to greet you.
Alright. And where might you find soldiers be from?
We are from Feathergale.
Feathergale. What brought
That's
you?
the place we were heading to.
That you had.
Eventually, before we diverted off here, we planned to end up at Feathergale.
What brought you this far?
This is the closest town to our spire. We come here to drink. But we try not to drink and fly on the same day.
Drink and fly on the same day. I admire that.
It leads to unfortunate landings and death.
Yeah.
This was the end of this where she got.
So what brings you this way, fair paladin?
Yeah. We got word that this brewery and the town may be in trouble.
Which town? Shall we ride on together and vanquish this town?
No, I just need to know what's going on around here. We also found this champion-like creature who doesn't know where he's from or know his name.
Shall we vanquish this monstrosity for you?
No.
Do you have anything you want us to vanquish?
Yeah, no, surprisingly enough.
They,
I will let you know when vanquishing needs to occur.
they do look disappointed. They were hoping to vanquish something today with their alcohol.
Soldiers stand down.
You hear a lot of sighing as people go back to whatever they were doing before you arrived, leaving you with.
Them to a drink competition. I don't know if anyone heard that.
You wanted to go to a drinking competition?
No, if you wanted to not disappoint them and give them a challenge, but not give them a challenge, you challenge them to a drinking competition with Champ. It occupies Champ and them, and no one's disappointed.
I will offer the idea later in the afternoon, but for now we need to.
You are hitting on evening, having spent a day travelling.
Okay. Well then, I guess if we have nothing to vanquish, we shall all kick back and relax at the local tavern.
Okay, so you're in town. You see that most spaces are full of knights with shiny armor, shields, bright swords, all drinking and playing various games of chance. But you also notice that most of them seem to be moving with quite a lot of grace and speed for people who are in heavy armor.
Interesting.
I wonder, I asked them, is there a correlation, is there a reason why they're able to move with more grace and speed with heavy armor than usual? Like, is it a part of their connection to the weapons, that kind of thing?
Well, they show you a symbol on their armor. They say this represents the air temple they serve.
I see.
Need to go to.
As part of their beliefs is about movement and agility and never being where your target expects you to be.
Is that affiliation with the air? Is it a god or a temple or?
Oh, it's the Feathergale Spire is where we'll set up our knighthood.
Okay.
Having travelled a fair distance from where we had been exiled from.
Where were they exiled from?
They say many years journey across the oceans, where the Alphatians had dominated the land and pushed them out.
That's interesting to know.
They do not want to follow the Alphatian gods.
Okay. Aren't some of us Alphatian?
None of you are actually Alphatian.
Okay, that's good. Just wanted to check there was no conflict there. I don't need to necessarily roleplay it, but for my book I will sit next to some of them and write down stories.
Well, they tell you stories of flight and air combat. Some of them drink to up and away, as well as to the first star on the left.
Really? Are there any particular tales associated with these references to up and away and first star to the left?
Well, the first star to the left seems to have something to do with a story of a Fey child who would pinch people and take them to a paradise in the sky.
Did this Fey child, is this Fey child associated with, I don't know, songs about belief?
Well, the Fey child is supposed to play a panpipe.
Okay. Don't suppose Fey child's name is Peter by any chance?
They have no idea. They just know him as the panpiper.
No, it's just a curious guess. Cool. I will continue to enjoy and make note of stories over the night.
Though they do like the alliteration of Peter the panpiper.
I don't need credit for that. You can have that and keep it.
So So, do you guys wish to ask anything of the Feathergale Knights now that you've actually found them?
Well, I tried to ask them before, but they wanted to kill the guy. But I was like, would you guys know of any events or possible spells that could make someone forget their own name or curses or?
Some of them go, yes, there are many spells that will destroy people's a person's self. Mostly wish is one of the worst spells you could ever want to use, especially when it backfires on you, because wishing for personal gain generally doesn't work out well. Okay, so talking about various things that can cause people to lose memories.
Yeah.
I was saying that wishes are amongst the worst of spells out there that can do that, because most people who wish for personal gain generally have it turned upon themselves.
Okay, so it is entirely possible that our champion wished for something, personal gain, possibly for super strength, and super muscles, and then it backfired on them and they lost their memories?
Could quite possibly have been that.
Okay.
Could have been cursed by a witch, necromancer, mentalist. Probably a mentalist more than the necromancer, but the witch is quite possible, because they do like to afflict those who have something strong and make something else very weak to compensate.
I see, so witch is possibly a good candidate for what's going on here. In connection to that, have they heard about the cursed town?
Well, they have. Would you like them to vanquish it?
At first, I would like to hear what you might know about the cursed town.
We just heard that it was cursed. Do you know which town it is? We can go vanquish it tomorrow.
First, what have you heard?
That there was a cursed town nearby from the paladin over there.
Okay, so that's all you've heard. Okay, alright, I was just checking. Would you... Sorry?
I walk up to these knights. I said, there's no vanquishing involved.
Are they
say.
suitably cowed?
Because apparently that's their favourite pastime, vanquishing the bad things.
Vanquish the drinking champion and
they pull their swords.
through drinking. You
They
have
look
to use
disappointed.
the same weapon of choice, otherwise it's not vanquishment.
They sigh.
Really? They're disappointed at that?
Because they really wanted to kill something.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no, vanquishing doesn't always mean killing. Do they just all look at me with their mouths open while they go, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
You hear one of them say, yeah, I'd expect that coming from a druid. And they all just nod knowingly at you.
Considering Redrian has asked us to look into them, I asked them more about their recent history. Like, we learned that they come from this land that was vanquished by the Etruscans, and they didn't want to...
Not the Etruscans, the Alphatians.
Alphatians, sorry.
All good.
Why does so many start with A or E?
Because it likes to mess with the tongue.
Yeah, it does, in my head. So the Alphatians, can I get any more tales about those times?
Well, they say that air magic is highly honoured by the Alphatians, but they wanted them to give up their beliefs in using air magic for defense instead of attack.
Oh, okay.
Well, they do like to vanquish things. They don't use their magic to do so.
Yeah.
They use their force of arms.
Okay. Well, that tells us about the Alphatians.
Whereas the Alphatian belief is magic first. And still warm.
And how long have they been at Feathergale Spire?
A couple of years.
Okay. And what do they do?
Train.
To vanquish things?
Train to perfect movement and thought.
And when they do vanquish things, what have they vanquished so far?
Well, according to your level of vanquishment, they vanquished 3 kegs today. But they don't really consider that much of an accomplishment.
else ask these guys. I can't quite remember what Redrian wanted us to find out, so if other team members do remember, please feel free to question away.
Martin,
Yep.
just gonna get me changed and ready for bed, so we might be away for a few minutes.
All good.
Does Imni have any questions for our guys?
So, Sue, does Imni have any questions?
No.
Did Josh say him and Imni are going to be away?
Yeah, they're just currently dealing with Mia.
Is David not? David
Still getting his car unstuck.
Right. In that case, aside from alcohol, have there been any battles or any confrontations where you've needed to conquer people since you arrived at Feathergale Spire?
They say, sadly, no. It's been quite peaceful since we came here.
So as a part of your daily life, you just generally practice the meditations and the... I'm trying to think of what
They do
word.
practice their aerial combat maneuvers.
Oh, okay. Is that something that they're willing to share? Like, could they be willing to teach you how to ride a griffin?
They would, except they have hippogriffs.
Oh, hippogriffs. Sorry, hippogriffs. Would they be willing to teach me to ride a hippogriff?
They would.
Can I learn that?
You can. You can spend a little bit of the night learning to ride a hippogriff.
Okay. Do we meet the hippogriffs?
Well, there's a field full of them outside the town.
Cool. I might go out and say hello before they take me to learn how to fly them. Figure if they know who I am, they won't drop me when I'm riding them. Bar from that, I guess we settle down for the night. I know you're reading, so take your time.
You do end up settling down for the night?
Okay, cool. I have another question from Martin. No, I've already bought your one. You're all good.
It's all good. And I just happened to roll another dice and got a natural 20 for something.
Okay, well, is that a natural 20 for me learning how to ride a hippogriff? I'm joking. Are we able to find out any more information about Feathergale Spire?
Okay, you did find out it used to be known as the Haunted Keep
Okay, this is interesting.
until the Feathergale Knights arrived and de-haunted the place.
So, what was it haunted with?
It was considered haunted because no one wanted to go there because a lot of bad luck happened to anyone who lived there.
And have you experienced the same sort of bad
That
luck?
the locals say it's got bad luck. They never knew about the bad luck.
Okay. Right.
It was a keep that suited mounts
Yep.
high up in a group of hills
Yep.
that very hard to travel to on foot
Yep.
and perfect for their needs.
Do they welcome visitors there though?
They say you might need to fly to get there properly.
After we help our memory challenged, possibly cursed friend and township, would they be willing, if we came back here, to take us up there for a visit?
They would.
That would be awesome. So if I wanted to get back in touch with them after we finished our side quest, would I just turn up here on particular days or particular times of the month or week?
He's sure there will be at least 1 or 2 nights here at any given time.
Okay. And where would I find them if I wanted to send a message to say we've finished our other tasks and we greatly appreciate being able to visit?
Just coming to town, there's not that many places to go.
Okay, awesome. That's good to know. I just wanted to make sure I covered all of the possible options. I think unless you want to roleplay learning to fly, which I'm quite happy to do because it could be quite disastrous. I'm happy to bed down for the night.
Well, you go through basic writing and barding theory with them.
Yep.
Without actually writing the hippogriff, because they say that's the important part, is making sure you know how all the bits work.
But just because there's a little child elf in me, can I meet a hippogriff and maybe just sit on its back for a couple of minutes if it lets me?
You do, but that will require an animal handling check to make sure it lets you.
I'm a druid. Would I get animal handling?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the correct?
Should be wisdom
sheet there?
and should be at least
I've
plus 3.
got animal handling plus 5. So that's a d20. Is that a 13 or a 19? That's a 13. So 13 plus, what did I say? 5 is 18. Just want to double check that's an actual 13. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Oh, that's pretty much. Do a mini d20s. It's all falling down. Damn it, you. It's light reflection, not the dice.
So yes, you managed to get onto one of the hippogriffs.
Yep.
And feel the powerful flying beast underneath you.
Maybe flap his wings a couple of times.
Flap his wings, squawk a bit.
That's okay. I am immensely thrilled. I have barely contained childlike glee.
I'll also give you a perception roll.
Alright, so I'm going to. That's a 10, and I think I'll plus 5, so 15. My passive perception is 15, so.
That's the equivalent of rolling a 10.
Yeah, so plus 10 plus 5 is 15.
Yep.
Do I perceive anything?
Okay, so while you're finishing up your writing lesson, you see one of the senior of the knights finishing up a conversation with Drazen.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Can I approach them?
You can approach them.
Can I say hi?
Takes you a little while to get off the hippogriff. And
Yes, I don't hurry off and I say my thanks, and hopefully I still catch them together.
well, that they.
I'm
you
hoping
ca-
mostly just for an introduction of the senior knight, and maybe they might tell me a little bit of what they were talking about, but I won't be too nosy. I don't want to insult Drazzle. I respect him. Do I get anything, or do I need to roll again?
Okay, so you wander up, and Drazzle introduces you to.
I just realised I've got coins in it. Does that mean I get extra coins in game because I found something in my pocket? So it was a senior hippogriff, right? Senior feather.
This is Sir Moroska.
Sir. How do I spell Moroska? M-O-R.
M-E-R.
Oh, M-E-R.
O-S-S-K-O.
I'm glad you spelled that. I was going to spell it completely different.
He looks like he's in his early 50s with embossed feather patterns all over his armor.
And are they called feather knights or just knights?
Feather knights.
Okay, so he's a senior feather
And
knight.
his clothes appears to be made out of feathers.
Wow! I expressed my immense amazement at how beautiful and wonderful his cloak is.
It is the mantle of office of the Lord Commander of the Feathergale Knights.
No wonder, it sounds like a very important role, and that is the type of cloak that would very definitely convey the honour that goes with such a title. How long have you been a senior knight for?
10 years.
Wow. And since you've only been at the Feathergale Spire for a few years, was some of that time spent in your original homelands?
Not as senior, no. I became senior when the wizards killed his former master.
Oh, who was his former master?
He sighs. It's a long story. Something for another day.
I would be greatly honoured if you ever feel happy. I think happy's the wrong word, but I'm not coming up with good words right now. To tell me that tale, I think. I don't know if you know much about Druids of the Tree, but one of my roles is to collect stories and experiences for my tree, but it is not for entertainment. It is to increase my tree's wisdom about the world and assist my brethren who also care for these trees in gaining an understanding of parts of the world and experiences that they can't ever see. And stories of tragedy like this one are things that are deeply considered as a part of enhancing that wisdom. So if you ever feeling like you'd be okay with telling me that story, I would be honoured for you to tell it to me.
If you come to the keep, he will give you the story.
Okay.
Unfortunately, his duties do not permit him much time.
No, that's completely understandable, and I'm grateful that he's even going to consider doing that. And I will make lots of notes to make sure I make it back to that keep, whether or not everyone else is going.
Okay. He nods towards Drazzle and heads off.
I asked Drazzle how he's doing.
Drazzle is doing well.
Does Drazzle need a coffee? I still have some of Calcrix's supplies.
Drazzle would like a coffee.
Right. I make Calcrix, and if Imni's there and she wants one, a coffee. And if Imni is also vegan, she can have the vegan version of the coffee. Which basically is black, but you know, it's still yummy.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I don't think Imni's vegan though.
Well, I don't know. See, I didn't want to make assumptions.
Yeah, no, I don't think Imni is. I think
that's fine.
You know, she's a ranger. She hunts.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think she's vegan.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I would have cream with me because, of course, it's probably easier for me to transport that than it is to always get hold of fresh milk.
Yeah.
But
depends. Is Artemis male or female? Is Tokyo male or female?
Please, let's not go there. I really, and if Emmy and Josh watch this back, I would like to get like friendship points or teammate points for not going there.
Hey, mare's milk is something that the Ethengarians drink.
But for some reason it brings my brain into the world of Star Wars and blue milk, and I really don't want to go there.
That is fair.
So Imni's welcome to join us for coffee, and I just ask how Drazzle's been going recently.
Sure.
Just to check in, because I consider myself a friend. Calcrix has told me that a part of what she was doing when she was with the party was also looking after Drazzle's mental health, that she was aware of the terribly important but unspoken things that Drazzle had to do and the burdens he has. So, you know, I also supply muffins.
So Drazzle's getting things done.
In the meantime, since Drazzle can't talk a lot, I asked Drazzle if he would like to hear a story.
Drazzle always likes stories.
Okay.
Even if Drazzle here before, Drazzle still like to hear.
So I tell Drazzle and Imni a story about when I first met my tree, and how I was really young and I didn't really quite understand how much my tree knew, and so I started picking leaves off the tree thinking that they were beautiful and lovely and very colourful, and the tree was trying to explain to me that that's disrespectful to the tree. If the trees don't just, if they're not fallen on the ground, that the tree needs those leaves to survive. And as a part of the game, the tree started picking off bits of my hair, and then the tree braided me a nice little braid, which I still have as a bookmark, made out of their tiny new leaves and my hair, and I now have a bookmark that represents my bond to the tree. Hopefully that's a decent story. I don't know. Hopefully it's not too icky with my hair being part of it, but you know, it represents a bonding of both of our hair.
Could be worse.
Yeah, well, you know, it's off the cuff. Then I guess we bid everyone good night and get some rest.
Okay, morning
Okay.
comes. Morning comes.
No.
But morning comes rather quickly. We have a bunch of the Feathergale Knights asking for assistance because someone keeps lifting their hippogriffs.
Oh, I see. Is Chauvel back yet?
Do we have a Chauvel? We do not. It's up to you.
Okay. Well, it could be up to Imni. You know, she gets to roleplay too.
Does Imni wish to deal with Champ?
Oh, please.
You know what?
You've got experience dealing with barbarians. You would know how to handle a giant of barbarian traits and characteristics. Surely.
Okay, I'll try. I don't know.
You know,
I could
I'm
bore
sure you
them,
could.
bore them.
you,
I could bore them to death by talking about Camden.
I don't know whether or not Emily would actually think about it as boring people to death as opposed to
Enlightenment.
educating and enlightening them to all that is the greatness of Camdu.
Well, that's very true.
But I would love to hear a story that Emily tells Champ about Camdu to distract him from weightlifting or bench pressing hippogriffs.
Okay.
Apparently he was doing it while they were trying to sleep.
Surely there's a moment or two that you can remember of Camdu's exploits, maybe down in not the Underdark, but the dungeons of Yalarum, or Camdu must have done so many really cool things.
She never stopped. She, the time that she went out with her brothers and rode out and onto
Where were they riding?
grasslands. Well, they were going to there were these other tribes encroaching on their land, so they were going out to
Put
stop
them in place? What were they doing?
Yeah,
exactly. Were they like hurting people?
And Camdu basically did everything on her own. She rode there and they stopped for the night, but she woke up early, so she went on her own and she, handled the situation all on her own.
How many warriors did she face?
Over 20.
Wow. And does she fight from a horse or does she use a sword? I don't know Camdu, so.
Oh, she uses sword. She would fight from the back of a war horse. But
what's her
she'd
favourite
also,
weapon?
just a longsword, I think.
Okay, so she didn't have spears or anything.
No.
I thought you mentioned that she
spears.
found
Yes,
this.
Spears, but she preferred the longsword. But if
Yeah.
she needed, she could, you throw her spears and things. But no, she preferred to use her longsword. But the thing is, she would always try to negotiate first, and then if it came to it and they wouldn't listen or wouldn't negotiate, then she'd make them.
So, what sort of negotiation would she do?
Well, she'd discuss what they were doing and ask them why, and ask them to give a solution. And if they couldn't provide a solution, then she'd give them one.
Because I remember you talking about Camdu once hearing voices talking about a spear of blood, and there was this.
No, this was before that. This was way
Oh,
before
okay.
that.
So this is in her early days.
That was more recently. Yeah, this is in her earlier days when it wasn't when she was with her travelling companions. It was when she
was with her brothers. Just with her
here. It was with her brothers and other warriors from her tribe.
So, where did she get the spear of blood from? This blood spear sounds pretty cool stuff.
Oh, that was in, they were in a temple.
I think you said it was somewhere in Moldavia?
Yeah.
From the ruins of Berez? I'm cheating, I'm looking this up in my journal.
No, that's good because
Yep.
see the character has no idea. I mean,
It's a part of kind of also, you know, if you're telling a story for the group about Camdu, it's nice to have a few details from some of the things. So I was just, hopefully you don't mind that I'm helping adding details.
You are giving those details. Really happy you are.
Yeah, it's a part of immortalising Camdu, I guess. Because
The book druid knows more about Camdu than the Camdu groupie.
Well, the book druid would have written down everything Calcrix told her about what happened with the party when Calcrix was debriefing Thala about taking over from her, because Calcrix took it very seriously that she didn't want to leave the party without some kind of support, and so there was some very long letters exchanged between them about all the experiences these party members have been through, so that Thala will be prepared to be able to take care of them to the level that Calcrix expected of her. So it's kind of like a duty that Thala takes very seriously, even if she is outwardly look like she willingly will let the party die to write down the story. She won't, because then Calcrix might ban her from drinking her coffee, and that would be bad.
And so yes, you do distract Champ from bench pressing the hippogriffs.
Yep, thank you. And now that Cheval and Zal are here, we might have better success at rounding Champ up. And are we in the Cursed Town yet, or still on our way?
You've still got another day's travel to
another
the Cursed
day's
Town.
travel. So maybe we should head off to the next town.
You head off to
Unless
the next
anyone
town.
else wants to do anything else here. Nope. So it sounds like we're on our way. Is Chocobo and Artemis like walking at quite a distance from Champ?
Well, I presume I'm riding Artemis, so...
So Chocobo's off around like the far edges of wherever you're travelling, like keeping in the scrub and the cover and out of sight. Not to ambush predate so much as to avoid being ambush predated himself.
More likely he's probably buddying up with Horse, because Horse...
That's true. Left the scratches.
Yeah, left the scratches.
I'm a bit worried though, because if there were just scratches left by Horse, then that suggests that Champ is really very powerful.
Either that or he got the message really quickly.
Oh, yeah, true. You mean he tried to bench lift Horse and did not succeed? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, no, that makes sense too. Sorry.
Or he did succeed, and that might have been the after effects of succeeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
Ow. Oh, God, I hate my legs.
Because so far you haven't seen Champ sleep.
He hasn't slept ever.
You haven't seen him sleep.
Okay, alright. I'm going to make a mental note now to keep an extra close eye on Champ and observe as many characteristics as I can. I don't know if I've got any extra special skills as a story taker and a journey recorder, but I'm going to use all the observation skills I have to just observe Champ and hopefully not be ambush predated myself in my hyper focusing on this single mysterious barbarian.
Okay, so you end up at the end of the day riding into the town of Rahuna. It is probably bigger than you expected, and while most of the town is made out of wood, the central hall seems to be made out of stone.
So mostly wooden, but central wall.
Most of the place is made out of wood, but the central hall
Central hall. Okay, cool.
is made out of
I
stone.
tell you, I reckon it's my hearing aid. Central hall. It's made of stone. Cool, thank you. Are we greeted? Is this the cursed township?
Which is the cursed township that you're told about.
This is? Okay. Are we greeted by anyone?
You as you come in, you see that there appears to be some sort of Ethengarian festival going on, with horse riding, music, and various colourful tents.
Do we have Ethengarians? I thought we did.
You do.
Is that Zal?
Yes, that is all.
I remembered right.
And Imni.
Awesome. And Imni. So
And Cheval.
really? They're all Ethengarian.
Yeah.
They should all be thrilled. So there's an Ethengarian festival underway. So does anyone approach us? Or?
Yes, you are approached by a tall guy with appear to be a sash across the front of his top, and points at Jam. Says, "You are banished for bad behaviour."
Okay.
Whoops.
I'm going to leave it to the Ethengarians to deal with this situation. I am currently observing Champ in as much detail as I can. So...
apologies, we invited him to join us. We thought his plight might be similar to your own town, and the brewery here, we believe, is cursed. Is that correct?
I believe we are cursed, yes. I'm sure that mound of muscle has something to do with it, which is why he was thrown out of town.
I don't believe he is at fault, but we believe the same person may be at fault.
So from his sash, would we guess that this person might be a mayor or a town leader?
Well, he seems to be an official.
Okay, cool.
Where are my manners? I am Zal, Ethengarian cleric. Who might you be?
Me, I am Sorbid.
How do I write
Sorbeth.
S-O-R-B-S? E-B...
S-H-O-R.
Oh, wow. S-H-O-R? V-I-D-D. V-I-D-D?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
I heard something so different from what that is. Alright, Shorvid. Okay. Does Shorvid come with a title?
Yes, he is Keeper of the Gate.
Okay. I won't completely forget my manners, and I'll briefly introduce myself upon hearing Zal officially introduce herself.
Yes, we do not allow weapons in our town.
I don't think I've got any. So I'm good.
Does weapons include our staff and I guess magic equipment?
Will you, if you strike someone with it, is considered a weapon?
Well, I don't tend to strike people with my staff, so no.
So if you do strike someone with your staff, then you will be arrested.
Okay, I will keep that in mind.
So could that be interpreted as in we can keep our weapons, we just can't use them? Is that?
They don't expect any weapons to be taken into town.
So
She's
where?
saying-
Oh, sorry.
So she's saying her staff is not a weapon.
Yeah, Zal is, but I'm like, where do people with more traditional weapons like Zal will have, not Zal, Chevelle will have swords and...
We have a checking point in the guardhouse.
Alright,
Oh, okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have daggers and bows on me as well.
yeah, so that's what I thought. I think keeping the staff as a non-weapon is a good move. But yeah, unfortunately I think you, Cheval, Imni, and I think that Drazzle maybe, or maybe not, I'm not quite sure how Drazzle will fit into this.
You've never seen him pull a weapon out.
And definitely Champ has the claymore, so I think the rest of you guys will have to I don't know, cloakroom your weapons at the gate. guardhouse, I'm guessing, at the gatekeep.
So who voluntarily hands in their weapons?
I do. I hand my bows, my daggers, across. But I keep things like my dad.
Your dad's not a weapon, he's a protection device.
He's an annoyance.
He's an entertainment center.
He's an entertainment center. yeah, that's true.
Technically, he's the Netflix of D&D, except he only has one show.
And as you discuss that one show, it starts playing.
I think he's got two now, but yes, he's certainly got a favourite show.
As most people who just look at the image of the paladin get paladin in their head.
I explained to Champ that he needs to pass over his weapons.
What weapon
including
is
his
it?
claymore.
Yeah, he looks around.
Temporarily.
Can't quite turn his head enough to see what you
I point out his claymore wherever it is.
strapped to his back.
Okay. Would he like me to take it off for him so that it can be appropriately stored for the moment? Since he can't seem to get to it himself.
He seems to trust you.
Okay. Do I see any other weapons on him?
He doesn't seem to have any pockets.
Okay. Well, I don't check on the inside of his meshed together clothing. But yeah, I'll take the claymore off and hand it over to the gatekeeper to be stored. Hopefully Cheval and Zal will back me up on this, but I asked the gatekeeper that if since we think that the person, as Zal said, the person who cursed the beer brewery, the beer place, and Champ seem to be the same person. If we undertake not guardianship of him, but we'll take responsibility for him, so that he can stay with us while we investigate removing the curse, or at least figuring out if there's an outside person involved, or if indeed Champ made a wish that cursed both the beer place and us. And Champ, basically, can we bring him with us if we keep an eye on him?
Well, they point to the paladin and say it's their responsibility.
Okay, well, is Cheval here, and is she willing to accept responsibility for Champ?
Did Josh hear that?
I'll take responsibility of Champ.
Champ starts bench pressing you to say thanks.
My 8-foot child.
Be careful, that 8-foot child might actually become your 8-foot child.
So you do hear that there is a group of Ethengarians here led by a priestess called Xenothon.
Would I know who she is?
Give me a memory check for both you and Cheval.
Memory check. What would that be? A straight thing?
Intelligence.
Or would that be like a religion check?
Intelligence or wisdom, your choice.
Intelligence or wisdom?
I can't use religion for my role.
It's not based on religion.
It's just remembrance thing.
Games.
I can tell, Emmy, that you're in the same place I am when I'm like, but I have +6 in this thing. You sure I can't use that? Because I've got like 0 in the other one.
Intelligence.
Didn't you increase your intelligence though?
Yeah, I did. I did increase my intelligence.
Not help.
That's a really good roll. Where are we? 21.
And what did Chauvel get?
Non-natural 20.
Okay, so Sal does remember the name Xanathon. It does remind her of her mother's sister.
Oh. Okay.
Said to be a fairly powerful cleric.
Interesting.
And for Chauvel, he does remember his mother once went by the name Xanathon.
Chauvel's mother.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you
what?
saying these two might be siblings? Or cousins?
Or the same person? No way. No way me and Chauvel are related. That's just...
I'm thinking from the look of Martin's face, it could be so.
Oh god. So again, not only am I related to a gender race changing
Dwarf.
yeah, dwarf, elf,
Necromancy dwarf
elf, sister
slash
brother.
elf princess.
Mm-hmm.
that means Chauvel may or may not have killed family.
That would make some kind of sense though, as to why Chauvel is so into defeating necromancers. And clerics.
Well, yeah, but like we're not the bad necromancers, but that's another story.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I am very intrigued.
Okay, so you see that there is a big set of tents set up. It reminds you of some of the of the tents you saw the High Priestess of Terra going around in.
Interesting.
But most of the people here don't recognise the significance of the tent.
Yeah, right. I also find that charm that the High Priestess of the Ethengarian tribe gave me before we left there. I'm pretty sure it should be on the same like belt section that my holy symbol for Yamuga is.
Most likely, I would have to look that up to remember it myself.
Yeah, I don't have it written down on my character sheet, but I know I got given something. It's in my book. I don't have my book on me right now, and I can't remember its name. But she did give me something. I'm pretty sure because I'm now
She gave
like
you an amulet.
yeah. She gave like it was like an amulet saying like they have high hopes for me as an Ethengarian cleric, and they give it to people who they think will be like
Great one day.
heading towards high priestality in Ethengar, I think was the thing. But yeah,
I think Indy was spoken to about similar things, but I can't remember the exact words and circumstances.
yeah, and it's been a while since that happened as well. So
Well, I found something about Candu and the Blood Spear pretty easily, so let's see if I can find something quickly about the
well, because it'll be after that. I know that much.
Yeah, no, I know it'll be after that. It's much more recent. It's actually I think in
It'll be around the time
Vala's
that we
time.
parted ways with Candu. That helps. Anyway, yeah, so making sure that I have both of those clearly visible.
Always comes in
So
handy.
maybe more so than usual.
So just trying to look it up what I had there. I think that would be around session 70.
Session 70?
Hmm.
That helps a lot. Because I just flipped to session 71.
Okay, so you pull out your holy symbol, and as you head up, I will give you a religion roll.
Get a religion roll.
So there was Kokachin. I think that was the priestess involved. Just quickly. Oh, here we go, 70. I'm just going to quickly reread what I wrote for 70.
Not this.
So that can be read.
Yep. It's around that time.
Should roll another dice.
Should roll one of Josh's. I'm sure it will roll well for you.
No, I didn't. I rolled my numbered dice. I didn't roll my Japanese dice. I should have rolled my Japanese dice.
If the group don't mind the slight interruption, I'll give you a summary of what happened with Kokachin.
Yes.
Kokachin, a cleric, tells Zal, Vana, and Tubak, which are gods, are at the core of the massacre. That was the Heldanic Knights, I think, that Kamdu ran off to infiltrate. It seems that Tubak, which I think is that Chauvel's god?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It seems that Tubak has been pushing intolerance of other beliefs on the Ethengarians who slaughtered a cleric. Kokachin believes the gods are at war, which is tied to the intolerance of magic, especially on the side of Ethengarians, who do not approve of arcane, shamanistic nature-type magic. She tried to get more information from their nature gods, Zal's and Kokachin's, but Yamuga gave her the sense that the god cannot talk about it rather than being unwilling. And she suggested that the group, including Zal and Imni, should seek more information about the conflict between the gods. Zal Chauvel went to meet the new ranger that Kokachin requested to join them, which was Imni. I'm just skimming over the part about Kokachin and pilfering because it's not relevant to this particular session. There's a lot between Yodri and Kokachin about pilfering.
There was quite a lot.
Wow. So, Redrin also told us that Ixion / Tubak is a major player as he's stirring up aggression, particularly against the Galantrians, and asked that Zal and Chauvel, well, they asked you guys which quest you wanted to undertake next, and you said something close to where we were, and that's how we ended up going into the investigation of the crushing wave. Does it say?
Yeah, because we're investigating not only the cult, the gods they potentially associated with.
Unfortunately, I haven't written specifically about the amulet that you
might not have, because your character wasn't sort of present in that conversation.
No,
so
but there was an amulet given. I just haven't written down anything about the
that's
amulet.
fine. I've got it written down.
Yeah.
I just I don't have my book and I don't know where it is.
No, that's okay. I just thought that might be helpful.
I'm sure we'll discover it between sessions.
Refreshing.
I'm sure we'll discover it between sessions. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I got 15 from my religion roll model.
Okay, looking at the tent seems to be dedicated to the trickster god Krisha.
Oh. Okay. I may need to not be holding on to my holy symbol of Yamuka, though. I don't know, maybe I should.
And it appears whoever's in the tent is a high priest of Krisha.
Interesting. So not Yomuga or
two back.
or two back. Interesting. Okay. I'm surprised. Given what I thought I knew, but yeah.
Well, not everyone discusses which god they serve.
That is true. That is very true.
And family don't always talk about the dark sides of the family.
I know that all too well. It seems there may or may not be another black sheep in the family.
It's nice to not be the only black sheep around.
True.
And as you think that, the tent flap opens and what looks like your mother steps out.
I sort of stand there slack-jawed for a moment.
You never met your aunt.
Yes, but I've seen the ghost of her, so I know what she looks like now.
That's what I mean, it looks like your mother. You never met your aunt.
Yeah, so that's why I'm kind of like, I'm just like, I know it's not my mother, but what? And yeah, so I just stand there a little bit gobsmacked for a second and just go, my apologies for staring. You have a very familiar face.
No, yours is familiar too, child. I remember changing you many times.
It is good to know that I don't really need introductions, though...
But apparently you might need changing again by the looks of things she says.
Do I have to roll for soiled pants?
That's completely up to you.
I think I should. That's hilarious. No, I did not soil my pants. It was higher than 10, so I'm presuming that's good.
And she looks over at Chauvel and goes, I see you're travelling with my daughter.
That's new. And I look over at Chauvel and go, you're one now?
I'm making sure your daughter stays out of harm.
Wait, what? Daughter? Question mark?
She puts her hands on her hips and says, do I have to remind you yet again that you are female?
That's right. I'm completely forgetting me.
Yeah, gender swapped.
I know you drank a potion as a child and turned into a girl, but hey.
That explains a lot.
Did we just have another transition of gender?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to make sure it was recorded for posterity.
Yeah. No, this is all new.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm furiously reading through session 70 again, just to see if there's anything more I can find.
Yeah.
I'm missing out on current session that you'll have to write down later.
I'm gonna have to do that anyway because my hands are numb and it's no longer just the left side,
All good.
right side of my hands. It's both.
So yes,
I think we have a little bit to discuss here by the sounds of it. Now, I know that we don't need introductions, but I wouldn't know what she's called, would I? Or who she is.
you remember that there was a sister to your mother, but you never saw her.
Yeah. Well, we don't need introductions. I think we need introductions to you.
I am who I've always been, bringer of change.
And you have a name to go with that?
You can call me Auntie.
Okay. Well, Auntie, it looks like we have a bit to discuss.
Which bit would you like to discuss?
The part that well, one, Chauvel's your daughter, two, I don't know if you know, but Chauvel murdered my parents, your sister. So there's a little bit to unpack there. Oh, and by the way, and I kind of point to my arrow and my skull. Family reunion?
Well, I wondered why she stopped replying to my letters.
Yeah. There's a bit there.
So come and sit down. I'm sure that by the grace of Krisha, you'll have an interesting time.
I guess we follow her back into a tent.
Can I ask just a quick aside question? Are we anywhere near Red Lark?
In a way, yes.
Okay. Just good to note, because the curse that we have might be done by witches, and back in the same session where we were doing all of this stuff about Zal and Kogachin and that, there were witches of Red Lark who were organising themselves as a thing, so it could be possible that they're involved.
So see this thing called Trollheim up here?
Yeah.
It was considered somewhere along the troll lands along there that the witches were.
Yep, and where are we?
And you are just down here.
So it's entirely possible these witches might be involved. I just want to note that for the record. I know you guys are doing something different at the moment.
Okay, so you walk into her tent?
I walk into her tent.
Okay, you get to make a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, that's not good. Oh, come on.
You got worse.
No, I got way better on my second roll. And wisdom is not my best either. I'm probably gonna fail then. 9?
Okay, so as you step in, you feel yourself warm up a lot, realizing that you're now fire aspected.
Oh, what?
So Josh, as Chauvel enters, he also gets to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wasn't I like? No, I was ground, wasn't I? I was. Shit.
17. So, would Chauvel like to swap his affiliation with another element?
No.
And does Imni go into the tent as well?
Yep.
Then Imni also gets to make a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
Feels wrong. Feels bad. Don't like this.
Advantage. What? I roll twice and take the lowest one.
That's correct. Yes.
So another thing about Red Larch, the necromancers of the area are centered around there. And is not your family possibly auntie a necromancer and a witch?
Possibly, and it could explain the change in my element.
It could, yes.
So I didn't quite expect such a drastic change so early, but anyway.
Okay, all up I rolled a 14 for the lowest one. It's 21 or 14, so 14.
Comes out as 14. Okay, so Imni takes on a water aspect instead as her elemental aspect.
Oh, you must have been like 1 off.
Oh gee. Oh well.
What's just happened? Did another person change aspects? I have to re-listen to this as soon as the game's over so I can figure out what we've done.
Okay, and you see there is a idol sitting at the end of a bunch of pillows dedicated to the god Krisha.
I point to the little monolith, and I presume I can thank Krisha for this sudden change.
I'm sure you can thank Krisha as much as you like. I am the bringer of change after all. Didn't I just say so?
Yeah, but I didn't quite expect that to, change a part of my being, so...
Well, if you'd like a bigger change, I can actually ask for a favor.
No, I'm all good, thank you. I think dealing with being our fire aspects is enough for me right now.
Would you like to be taller, smaller, broader, smarter?
No, I'm good for now, thank you though.
You want to do drugs?
No, apparently some of the changes can even get males pregnant.
No, thank you.
You don't want to know where it comes out.
Yeah, no, I really don't.
So what brings my family to this neck of the woods? She says.
We were following rumors that the brewery in this town has been cursed by a blonde, tall barbarian.
She points at the big muscles outside the tent.
Yeah. Sorry.
Wait, the dude?
Yeah.
Champ. Wait, he cursed himself? As well?
Oh no, he caused the curse.
Oh, he caused the curse. Oh.
It's all his fault.
Oh, okay, well. Do we know how we can get him to uncurse the brewery?
I'm sure you can think up a good ritual sacrifice. She's heard that her daughter is good at making people pay for their mistakes.
Yeah, apparently. A side-eye for Val.
Learn from your mistakes, there, Fail Ranger.
So is that something you would like? She says, would you like to be a ranger again?
I don't really want to answer that.
She says, I can see it on your face. You would love to be a ranger again, wouldn't you?
I would, but I have accepted my punishment from my god.
Well, that's because you're God's dumb.
Huh?
That's because you're God's dumb.
I kind of bite my tongue there.
Krisha doesn't punish. Krisha offers rewards. So look, you've already had a reward from Krisha. Why not take another?
I am okay.
You don't look okay. You look a little bit hot and bothered there, she says.
Yes, that's because your god has just changed my aspect from ground to fire. It's taking a bit of adjustment.
I'm sure you're burning with questions.
It's not like I haven't heard this all from our lovely, flamey paladin over here.
Oh, she's such a bright spark. Always knew she would move on from the world and not be the drip she used to be.
Yeah, well, it took losing a rock that would save the world to get her motivated.
Yep.
Would you have that back, don't you?
I have a rock back.
No, I'm pretty sure you got your rock back, but anyway. Regardless. Yes, there have been a few changes throughout the years.
They have. She's travelled wildly, hearing that some of the kerfuffle in the lands of Ethengar, all the death and dismemberment.
Yeah, we'll try and chase some of that up. Why it came to such, I guess, bloodshed on both sides.
Well, normally you'd have such cool heads in the situation, but apparently a few firebrands were involved. She says with a wink. Though she has been wondering if you heard what happened to her husband at some point.
I would not know. I've had very little contact with family after my parents died.
Well, he went missing about 7 years ago.
Wait a minute. Out of character. Is this the guy who killed my uncle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Who actually happens to be Chauvel's father.
Oh, really?
We're the Brady Bunch.
Oh, holy shit. So I got my revenge.
And you even had Chauvel help with the revenge too.
Yeah, I did.
Just that Chauvel didn't know who his father was. Who her father was.
And clearly he did not know who Chauvel was either.
Well, probably hadn't seen Chauvel since before Chauvel took the potion.
Hmm.
And yes, I had notes on all of this stuff.
Yeah, no, I know. It's a night for Storyville, that's for sure.
So she pulls out a really old tea set that Sal remembers her mother using.
Huh, I remember that.
Oh yeah, I gave it to my sister when you were born, but seeing as she lost her head, I thought I'd reclaim it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough.
Well, it was better than letting other barbarians split it all up and take it away.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Plus, it still has a bit of sentimentality in it was from these very glasses that young Chauvel drank the potion that gave her current lifestyle.
So
She says, handing you a glass.
I'm now immediately suspicious. So let me get this right. Chauvel was born human Ethengarian. She drank a potion, turned her into a water genasi, and has now later become so angry that she became a fire genasi.
Yeah, that sounds about right, she says.
Huh. Our family's weird. I mean, it explains a lot.
Well, we all serve different gods.
Yes, I've noticed.
And the gods be crazy.
Yes, we've also noticed.
So why not serve a god you know to be crazy instead of one who's supposed to speak of law and justice and just acts crazily?
I'm presuming you're referring to Chauvel's god there.
She is.
Well, I don't know. You'd have to take that up with your daughter.
Yeah, I think she wanted to serve a brighter spark. She always had this fascination with fire.
Yeah, that explains a lot.
So besides here with Captain Muscle, why else are you in this area?
We have been learning about cults and
Trying to choose a new religion. That's good choice. You know, your Muga does really stale a bit over time.
not to swap, but just to get more insight into what's happening in the world.
So keeping your options open, that's good, she says. And what about you, Imni, she says? Do you have any god you follow above all others? So she turns and looks at Imni. Says, so what? So what's your opinion, Imni?
I don't know. Have you heard about Kamdu?
I have, but Kamdu's not a god.
Well, she is to me. It's wonderful.
Maybe if
She's
you
now come to be with the gods, you know.
well, that all depends on what she achieves with her life.
Do we even know if she's dead or not?
You don't know yet. And for most of the people, it's what they do with their death that's more important sometimes than what they do with their life. How does Kamdu benefit her people? Does she just benefit herself, her people, or her friends?
Everyone.
Have we got news of Kamdu?
Hey,
Not yet. Though, Sue, if you remember, you chose to benefit only your family and not your people.
Yeah, that's in session 70.
oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
she turned her back on her people and her friends to serve her family only. With
Is that for Kamdu or Imni as well?
this was for Kamdu, and
Oh,
she
this
was,
was Kamdu.
and Kamdu was told that while she would succeed at one, she would utterly fail the other two.
So she had those three questions she asked from like the people you went to ask the big questions from, and she was given a choice then to serve her people as a whole, which is kind of what was inferred as the most noble one, her friends, and if she didn't serve her friends or stayed with her friends, then that was considered there's something can't remember what it was it cutting ties or something,
Severing ties.
severing ties with the friends. And so we all said goodbye. Vala gave her like a little wooden horse because she chose to serve her family, and that means just the Khan and the immediate family, not the rest of the tribes, which were her people. And the Khan sent her to go and kill all the Haldanic knights that she could. And so, as far as we know, she rode off in the sunset to go and not just kill them, she's supposed to gather all their heads. It was pretty gruesome.
And the legacy that Kamdu left her people was that nothing of hers could be given to anyone.
Yeah, so all of her horses and everything, all of these things she could have passed on to her people, they were all slaughtered in sacrifice for her, as a part of her defeating these Haldanic knights.
So she got her wish that no Ethengarian would touch anything of hers again.
So none of her treasure, none of her weapons, the blood spear, there was a bunch of weapons. That's the only one I remember the name of though. But there was like a list.
As Sue/Imni was saying earlier, she had swords, she had spears, she had javelins.
Yeah, so there was this pile
a
of
great
stuff
axe
that
as well.
that didn't get handed down either. It just all of it got destroyed.
Which hasn't happened yet in this time
right.
frame.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
So Ariadne's talking about what happened in the Wednesday night game.
Oh, I am so sorry. Did I just ruin a bunch of storylines?
You just gave out a bunch of storylines, yes.
Can we just edit out this part? Can we just edit out me? Yeah.
That's okay. So to give Ariadne's thing a little more
I'm sorry.
notice is that it ended up being an event that so horrified the Ethengarian people that that someone else was able to use a ritual to break time,
Have I just ruined the storyline?
which is what the Wednesday night group are doing, dealing with the fracture in time.
I just ruined it for this group? Are
Do
you
it.
sure?
It may still be a year or two ahead.
Okay.
So whether they remember or not remains to be seen.
I just may need to consider whether or not I stay in both groups if I'm going to do.
You're not in the group that did that. You heard that in passing.
Oh, so maybe I just need to not watch the Wednesday night games.
Probably.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, I feel really bad.
No, it's all good. We know not to use that as plain or like
Character knowledge. Yeah.
character knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think I listened to the games when I'm not sleeping, which is not a lot.
So what the end result was is that while Imni failed the people, her clan
Not in the
while Kamdu failed her people, her clan got prominence because all the other clans donated stuff in Kamdu's honor to go to her successor,
Yeah.
which meant they all lost prestige by the fact that she had no successor.
Yeah.
And her family didn't donate anything, so they didn't lose anything.
Yeah.
So that was quite an interesting twist in the story that they got across.
Yeah, no, that is.
So
That's a lot.
not having a successor can have repercussions.
Yeah. And not that Camden was ever interested in that to begin with, but or getting a successor, that is, anyway, or being married off, or
Well, she could have found a up and coming warrior princess and said, "She's my successor," and you just done that in passing and walked off.
yeah, true, I guess. Is that something that Camden would think of?
Possibly not.
Yeah.
But it gave me a different story hook to do. Whichever way it went, I had a story.
Yeah.
Just that each story had to have a dark side.
Yep.
Well, I guess that's what raises the stakes of the quests.
Yep.
Is those possible outcomes.
So, sitting down, your aunt Xenothorn asks Zal. So, who does Zal leave everything to? Has she ever told her clan?
No, I don't think I have.
Is this something you should do?
Probably.
Do you have family that you would?
She has no family left in the clan.
Okay.
I have no immediate family. I have, I think another uncle in,
but not in the clans.
in Galantry. And obviously I have my auntie.
Because is that where we stay when we're in Glantry?
Mm-hmm. That is
Yes.
one of the places you stay.
But Zala hasn't been there yet.
No. And obviously I have an auntie now that I know personally, so.
Is Auntie then perhaps implying that maybe you should leave all your gear to her? And would that be wise?
Probably not.
She says she's not an appropriate gift for your future.
Who
Interesting.
would be then, I wonder?
basically someone she admires that is coming. Someone who hasn't already been.
Someone who's up and coming.
Yes.
Yeah. So would that be someone with her own clans that she learns about? That is.
Or another clan that she admires.
But within her peoples, I guess, her overall people. So in context,
So sort of a bequest.
So context, is that similar to what Candu could have done but didn't? But something now that Zal gets to choose in terms of her own legacy and destiny.
That is one of those things that they can choose.
Yeah.
Because she says death is always something one must keep in mind when dabbling in the forces of necromancy, she says, looking specifically at Zal.
Thanks. Single it out.
For some reason, I don't think that was like an implied thing. I think she means you directly.
Yeah, no, I got that.
I find that a little bit intimidating, but that's me as an elf who is no experience with necromancy and finds all of that just a little bit scary.
Yes. And she adds that most necromancers tend to seek out other necromancers to kill them and learn what they knew.
But Zal's family has been different.
Well, she's killed a necromancer and learned what he knew.
Oh, did Zal do that? Who did Zal kill?
Her husband.
You killed your husband?
No, the person she's talking to is her husband.
Oh, she killed her
Uncle.
essential uncle by marriage.
Well, she knew he was. She knew him as her uncle when she killed him.
Yeah, but I didn't know the implications of
Oh, I see.
who exactly that was. But anyway,
Just being devil's advocate here. Does this mean if you kill your aunt, you'll get a lot more knowledge?
possibly.
I'm not suggesting you kill your aunt. It's just a.
She responds, "It would help if I was a necromancer as well, but unfortunately, alas, I am not."
Okay.
So she'll only
This
get.
is one of those occasions I meant this as a player, not as a character. But Martin's taking it as a character, so here we go.
Well, she has a sense of humour,
Yeah. Well,
and she
Yeah, well,
follows the tricks.
given the god you serve, I'm not surprised that you're not a necromancer.
Yes, though woe to he who kills me, for Grisha has promised an interesting tale for them.
I'm sure she has.
is this the same god that our most recent departed party member followed? The one that tried to play the prank that didn't quite work out?
So he missed out on meeting his high priestess.
Oh, wow. Really? So this would be his high priestess. That's amazing. Poor Mervyn.
Yeah, well, Mervyn got busy.
I think you mean Mervana, but anyway.
Well, I meant poor Mervyn in the sense of who Mervyn was before Mervyn made the decision that turned him into Mervana and therefore changed the direction of his future. And if Mervyn had realised that he would possibly meet his high priestess, he may not have done the prank that turned him into Mervana.
Yeah, but
Which makes me think of
that's why you gotta live with the consequences, which is why
Yes.
I'm happy to stay a cleric.
Yes.
Because I've accepted my punishment.
Well, as we've suggested in other games, you're a very successful ranger when you're a cleric.
Yes, exactly. Like I have no problem being a cleric because at least I can still use bows. I might not get the feats. I might not get the
Class features.
class features, but I can still kill people with arrows. So
And I would point out that it's going to be harder to teach Mia to say successful cleric than it is to teach her to say failed ranger.
failed ranger, yeah.
I'm sure we'll get that on stream sometime soon.
Oh my God, when that happens.
SC and then we're teach her to say SC.
Yes.
Successful cleric.
Yes. I have an idea though that Josh will be concentrating on failed ranger, not just because it'll be easier, but it will be hilarious if it ever turns up in game.
Yes, exactly.
It'll be like a legacy type story.
Oh yeah, for sure. even in like next week's game, I've not living up to being
Yes. Yeah.
myself either. So
By Gorham!
by Gorham. Yeah, exactly.
It's Gorham in that
So
one.
by
Oh,
Gorham.
Gorham.
By
Oh,
Gorham.
okay. A very,
So she's been reprimanded for never praising her god by going into battle.
so she's got a Gorham happens to be this god.
And it's a god that only cares about the battle, not about the success or the failure.
Is there any relevant relation between Gorham and Gorm?
They're both gods of strength.
Okay, so they
Yeah,
could be
so-
the same god with slightly different names.
So I got confused. So I have been in my mind with Dooza is celebrating my god when I've gone into battle.
Right.
But going by Gorm.
Or doing all the flexing and that and stuff. But to find out, sadly, that I got a letter wrong.
I see. So, by way of grammar and spelling, you have been worshipping the incorrect god.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
That's
a god
impressive.
that doesn't exist in that setting.
That's still impressive.
It's like you're sending an email and it's not going to the destination, and the god's going, but you've not talked to me, why should I be accepting you?
And you're like, I got 1,000 emails in my sent folder. Wait a minute.
yeah, pretty much. So Juice is just like, oh, I've fucked up. So he's now trying really hard to impress Gorham.
My real world example of that is trying to send my referral to my physic instead of my psychiatrist, my physiatrist. That simple misspelling of losing that S has made it much harder to get on the waiting list, and I suspect that's where all the emails to your god has gone.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah.
Alright,
So
so
two failed ranges in 2 weeks.
I would
in 2
suggest
different games.
that you view this as an achievement, not as a failure.
Who knows? I'm getting there.
It's all about your perspective.
Well, Gorham has issued a challenge to you.
Yes, I have had an challenge issued.
But back in this realm,
In this realm,
Back in this realm, I really need to speak to Yamuga because I feel wrong.
I think you need to maybe take some time out and have a prayer time before you go to bed tonight.
and apparently you're having a few hallucinations thinking about some other ranger in some other world with another god problem while you're having tea.
Yeah. As
Oh,
I
is it
said,
one of those types of tea?
yeah, it's one of those types of teas. I was instantly suspicious, but I still drank it anyway because I'm an idiot.
You are not an idiot. I would just suggest you have a higher learning curve to get over than most others. That is not a diplomatic way of saying idiot, I promise.
So I will end up finishing the session off with you guys staying the
sorry.
night in the tent.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll be in the tent. I can't even talk to Yamuga yet if I'm staying in the tent.
Well, at least now you've got a fortnight to think about what you're going to say to Yamuga. Maybe make notes, especially if you find that book and look up session 70.
Yeah.
Or worse yet, just watch the video.
Yeah, you could just watch session 70 video. That'd be the easiest.
Depend on if it's got audio or not. It might be one of those that lost the audio.
Yeah.
Just the luck.
In
That
my
would just be
listenings,
my
I
luck. It'd be the
will.
one without audio.
If I see any that miss audio, I'll let you know. But I'll make a mental note to stop listening to just listen to maybe my own games.
No, it's fine listening to the other game.
They
I
are
don't see a
related.
problem.
Yeah, I don't want to accidentally mess up like a surprise or a storyline, because my memory problems are not short term anymore. They're like long term permanent memory problems now.
I'm sure by the time it actually rolled around to it being relevant for us, we would have forgotten, and then it'll be like, oh, it's that thing.
They still have 2 in-game years to get through.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Yeah,
exactly.
we'll see.
I don't think it's going to be a problem for a while.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. By the time it gets to that point, we're going to have forgotten anyway.
Well, at least
To be
you've had a...
honest, guys, if I drop out the Wednesday night groups from my listening, I've got plenty
To
of
listen to.
videos to still listen to.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, you don't have to. Like, it's fine.
So on the bright side, at least you've had a heads up of what is coming in part of the storyline. So the Wednesday and Tuesday are in the same time period now, which means they're both 2 years ahead of you in the story, which is why they have more direction than you do right now, because you're still in the free roaming investigation before you're being given a lot of obligation on what you must do.
Yeah, right.
It certainly helps put things in perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
So giving you some free rein while you're while you have less ties means that you're not going, but I need to get back and manage this.
Yeah.
So imagine if you ended up being clan chief.
Oh God.
Then you constantly have to deal with the necessities of your clan, no matter if you're adventuring or not.
Yeah, that sounds pretty... Wait a minute, doesn't that sound similar to what Jeremy's problem is becoming in the Tuesday game? Okay.
That's what I said, is the he's gotten the higher levels. So he's being told what's going to happen to him in the next level or two.
It's just Jeremy having that conundrum is actually really interesting, because Jeremy roleplays really well, and he does like 3 games, I think, a fortnight, so he gets a lot of practice.
He's in 4.
4 different... The Shadowrun ones don't always run. I think that's the one he's in.
That's the 4th one. So thank you for playing tonight. You got a bit of extra story and a few surprises I had up my sleeve. I've still got more.
It certainly was a surprise, Martin. That's very awesome.
Considering he has short sleeves on today, one wonders.
Don't worry, there was stuff written down for Emney.
We will definitely get to that next game, I promise. It'll be a chance for you to roleplay.
And Yodri has a pile of stuff that he has to unpile.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting when Yodri makes it. Hopefully he's not working next fortnight.
Oh, actually, next fortnight I'm not here.
Where are we?
I'm going to be up on the Sunshine Coast.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Yeah, I know. I actually was meant to be there last weekend, but for a workshop, but they postponed it to this weekend. They changed it.
Yep.
And then the tickets would have cost me way too much money to change the flights.
So we'll have Yodri next session, and then Imni the session after.
Yeah, because I'll be here next, because then I've got this other thing happening.
And then between next session and the one after will be PAX.
Yeah, there's also PAX in there, so there's plenty of time to catch up.
Okay.
So have a good night, a good weekend, and Sue, enjoy your trip, because we hope you have fun up in the Gold Coast.
Okay, thank you.
And good weather.
Yeah, it's been pouring. It's just started bucketing down here again right now.
Well,
yeah, we just had a bit of rain, and now there's more coming with lightning too. So.
Oh, it's bucketing here at the moment. It was nice today. It was sunny, and they said it was going to rain all day, but it didn't. But it's bucketing now.
Yeah, I can't hear it here, which is not too bad.
Sometimes we can. It was really loud last
normally
night.
I hear it. I can't hear it at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, it may not be raining there. It's just here. It's hit here before Canberra.
Okay, so I'm going to put it on end credits, and if you want to chat for a bit afterwards, you're welcome to.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.